going on, kings and queens? It's your girl, Wisdom's daughter. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the live. Hopefully, everybody is doing good today, y'all. I am late. I hardly ever start a live this late, but I was helping out a friend and it just took longer than I anticipated. But you know, when your friends are there for you, you got to be there for your friends. So let me go ahead and greet the Wisdom family in the building. I got Leo Lady 251. Say good evening, Queen WD, and hi, Kinfolk. Thank you so much for being available to mod tonight. Listen to me, 301 is in the building. Sonia's Boots said, hey, WD and family. What's going on, Kia? Said, hey, WD and Kinfolk. She got her popcorn ready. Queen, thank you so much for being available to mod tonight. Jam is in the building. She said, interesting how revisiting calls connects dots more and more. Yes, Queen. I am Mrs. BB is here. Good night, WD and everyone. All right. Jam said, not a good pick of PT at all. Looks like she's going to turn into dust. Cringy. Speaking of something cringy, let me greet a few more of the kinfolk and I'm going to come back to what's cringy. Y'all tell me what y'all think. All right, so Beauty is her name is in the building. Shout out to all the wisdom ambassadors. What's going on? Shiho is here. Said WD, good evening, and good evening, everyone. Queen B, I see you. What's going on? Ebony Wood said, hey, wisdom and kinfolk. Am I late again? No, girl, you right on time. We just started. Galatians is up in the building. Said hello, wisdom's daughter. Thank you so much for being available to mod tonight. Cross Country Cruiser is here. Iona Hopkins, I see you. Go ahead, clear. Ashes is here. Well, you know what? Shio said, I got the Bex on deck. Shio. I'm not trying to turn nobody into an alcoholic, okay? I'm drinking mango iced tea. That's all you gonna get tonight. Yeah, Nesto, listen, Nesto said he want to be buried in a plot under a tree. And somebody said, why don't they just sprinkle his ashes in the green waters? Jackie, I don't think he thought about that. What's going on, Queen? All right, look here. Before we get into the call, this is a call that I've been talking about for the last several weeks, y'all. It's a throwback. The call is titled, Why Would You Say That on a Recorded Line? And Shirley Strawberry comes clean on the radio about everything that happened. I referenced this call a lot. I said, we got to go back and listen to this call because it is very, very telling. All right. And Nesto was pissed off. His side chick was talking too damn much, saying a bunch of stuff that she wasn't supposed to be saying. And Nesto was pissed off. He wasn't happy. But before we do that, I need to get y'all's opinion on something. Because an infamous scammer who might look a little like this lady right here put up a thumbnail for a live that says, is running a YouTube channel with real integrity really worth it? Join the conversation as she's going to dive into the world of YouTube and explore the concept of running a channel with real integrity. With the question, is it worth the risk? Y'all can't see my face. I'm going to take this down for a second so y'all can see my face. Because I feel like Nesto. I'm just listening. You got to ask, is integrity worth the risk? Why would integrity be a risk, y'all? Can somebody help me with that? Last time I checked, it is never a risk to have integrity. I'm wondering if the woman understands the definition of integrity, but I just had to laugh. I thought this was funny. Running a YouTube channel with real integrity. Well, I've come to the conclusion that some people just live in a fantasy world because I don't think scamming people has anything to do with integrity. She gonna say, who struggle channel? I don't think asking for donations, money for donations, okay, for to help out your child who's incarcerated, and then you use the money to take a trip. That I don't think that's integrity. See, I know integrity well because my mama raised me with integrity. If I had $1 every time my mama said the word integrity, I will be a millionaire. Okay, well, yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was very interesting. Yeah. So Listen, Donald Trump is over here trying to figure out how to end the war so he can go to heaven. Maybe she's thinking about integrity so she can right some of her wrongs. She said $500 for a membership. Okay, exploiting mental health patients. That's not integrity. All right. You need a solution tools in the building. What's going on? Miss Gigi is here. She says Silverback AI version. Anyway, I just thought that was very interesting that a scammer is talking about integrity. And let me be clear, I'm not calling her a scammer because I'm being mean. She has actually gotten caught scamming people, scamming her mods, scamming her subscribers several times. But anyway, so yeah, that was just a little key over there because I thought it was interesting. And I'm saying to myself, if you have integrity, do you have to ask? Do you have to ask? It's not a risk to run your channel with integrity. People are going to be messy. People are going to be people. But at the end of the day, why would you not want to run your channel with integrity? Oh, so she over there teaching people how to scam people. Okay, maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe she's running infamous Sylvia scam school. Okay, that's what I think this is. I think it should say, all right, how to how to scam people on YouTube. It's infamous Sylvia scam school. That's what that is. Anyway, let's get into this. I'm being a little petty, y'all. Let's get into this call with Shirley Strawberry, because this call is primarily about Shirley Strawberry on the radio confessing what she did, but it's because Sonia is playing it for Nesto while he's in jail. Okay. And the interesting thing about it is that there are several videos dedicated to a conversation about what Shirley said on the radio. But as I've referenced many times, Sonia started running her mouth. And Nesto was like, why would you say that on a recorded line? Let's go. Throwback Thursday.
You woke up?
I never went to sleep. How are you?
You never went to sleep?
No, I never went to sleep. I was watching TV. Cause I have to do some things tomorrow, so I didn't want to throw my sleep off by taking a nap.
Oh, okay.
So, how are you?
I'll be glad tomorrow you hear what the news come on. Like, see what's going on. Yeah.
They're gonna have some high ratings tomorrow. Gonna be some high ratings. Oh gosh, that shit. You know, it all started with that damn prosecutor lying in court, talking about going to run off with his girlfriend.
What high ratings? What you talking about?
On the show, when he talk about whatever he's going to talk about, Steve Harvey.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Supposed to be addressing some things.
Okay.
And it's on everybody's blog. Everybody,
really?
you know, pussy.
Everybody.
I'm trying to tell you, if
she's on everybody's blog, because she be on everybody's blog.
He wasn't working for him, this would not be a conversation. Because I'm telling you, I was listening to this one girl who stay in shit, and I see why, because she's got a messy mouth. Her little podcast of it, and it's just all about Steve. They just keep rooting everything. They keep trying to funnel it all to Steve. Like, I'm sitting here like, I get it that he's the celebrity, but he has nothing to do with this. Nothing. He didn't introduce you to. You know, he doesn't live with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? He has nothing to do. He is just her boss. That's it.
Okay, so.
And that's crazy.
It's trending like
that? Yes, it's crazy.
Y'all hear how excited Nesto got? It's trending like that? Nesto is despicable. He one of them types of people where he just get off on it. Clear Ashes said, at Wisdom's daughter, it's my birthday today, 9/11. Okay. She says she is the big 9. All right, Queen. Happy to end the day with my kinfolks. It's Virgo season. Holla. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Clear Ashes, we are wishing you a very merry, happy birthday. May you be blessed with many, many, many more. And you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here on this evening. And we are so happy to have the opportunity to share in you your last year in your 40s. Queen, thank you so much. If you guys would just throw it up in the chat, wish Clear Ashes a happy birthday. If you don't mind, let's share some joy. Queen, thank you so much for sharing that with us. All right. And may you continue to be blessed in all ways. Let's go.
It's crazy how this shit is. It's crazy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
sure is. It's crazy.
Damn,
All right, because She-Ho be always trying to get us drunk. All right. I don't care what you sipping on. It could be alcohol. It's Clear Ashes' birthday. I was not planning to do a drinking game, but it's Clear Ashes' birthday. So every time Nesto say wow, we're gonna take a little drink or something. I can't say shot because YouTube be flagging my comments, my channel, and they flagging my own doggone comments. But anyway, if you can find it, put up your glasses, little wine glasses. I'm gonna see if I can find the little wine glass emojis. I think you can search for it. There we go. So I'm gonna put up some wine glass emojis in celebration of Clear Ash's birthday. All right. I got my little sippy sip over here. I'm probably gonna have to re-up at some point. But anyway, all right, because She-Ho already got the Becks on deck any doggone way. So play our drinking game as you're coming in the building. It's Clear Ash's birthday. So we're going to celebrate. And if there are any other Virgo babies, if you are celebrating a birthday in the month of September, please let us know so that we can celebrate you. All right. Anastasia said, bring all your experts to court, ho. Nobody cares about you. Fangirl, you hunted him down broke. I hate her. You need a solution too, said he's a happy wannabe. That's why they will be together. Riding my bike, you in a hotel. Why you had to say that? All right, more shouts coming out, right? Okay, so listen, we are celebrating Claire Ash's birthday. All right, I see all the drink emojis. Yes, let's go. How you doing, Jane? All right, so every time Nesto says wow, okay, we're gonna take a little sip. All right, we're gonna take a little, we sipping on some scissor. All right, so whatever you got, if you got a glass of wine, if you got a beer, all right, if you're drinking anything hard, all right, or if you're drinking, I'm drinking iced tea, so that's what I'm sipping on tonight because I can't be slurring tonight. We got to get through this call. All right, here we go. So being that he just said wow, we're gonna start it off with a sip. Up there we go.
This is not good. This is not good.
It's not good. I mean, it's not good for her, and then it's secondly not good for you. But they're not really talking. I mean, it's okay. So
They're already talking. What?
Okay, so the child bullshit, right? And when they was doing it in court saying stay away from animals and kids or whatever the judge was saying. And they just took it and ran. Boats and this and that. They talk about every freaking animal on the farm. And I'm sitting here like, what? Well, these people are freaking crazy.
They don't went that far with it.
They done ran with the shit. I wish somebody would get the warrant and just read the fucking warrant, and they would really see that it's a bunch of bullshit. A bunch of bullshit. Because first of all, if you have exact evidence, which they're supposed to have did all of that with the film and all of this crap with this download, they would have indicted you on that. What?
Sorry, y'all. See, this is why I'm not drinking no alcohol tonight because all I had was iced tea, and I already running with the mouth that the mute button was on. But anyway, but he got indicted. That's what happened. So you hear her talk about the warrants, right? So eventually we did get the warrants. We did read the warrant, and she's talking about evidence. Well, it was clear. It was definitely clear that someone right. Kia says Sonia is the worst for telling him that. No, Kia, she's the best, right? What they say in The Color Purple? Keep on advising him the way you're doing. You're gonna end up with a dead jail boo. Well, they didn't say that. They said a dead son-in-law. But anyway, I had to put my spin on it. Leo Lady 251 said, I only have tequila. Okay, girl, that's my drink. Well, just sip it slow. We're doing sips tonight because I've been told a lady never drinks, she sips. So we sipping tonight in celebration. What's going on, Queen Bee? In celebration of Clear Ash's birthday. All right, let's keep going. So she wanted an indictment. The indictment came down. Okay. The more she runs her mouth, the more bad news Nesto gets. She was talking about them warrants. There's no evidence, yada, yada, yada. I wonder if Sonia really thought he was innocent at first, and then over time, she I'm sure she probably knew, but she had to keep running with the same story. But anyway, let's keep going.
Other evidence is there that they need? If they're saying this is what it is, what other evidence do you need?
She knew.
You should have been. It's been 9 months. Why aren't you indicted on that case? Because there's no strong evidence to indict. Because what they're saying is fucking lies. You should have been indicted on that. You was indicted on the other 2 cases. Why aren't you indicted on the child?
Okay, I think we playing the wrong drinking game. Maybe a key word needs to be indicted. Okay, maybe the key word tonight needs to be indicted. So when Sonia says indicted or Nesto says wow, don't you love it when people change the rules to the game in the middle of the game? Sonia says indicted. When Nesto says wow, take a sip. If only she knew that there was 200 plus pages of evidence. If only she knew. She like, where the evidence? Sonia asked for an indictment. She got the indictment. Taken for King 77. She wanted an indictment. She got an indictment, right? She wanted evidence. There's 200 plus pages of evidence. I mean, the discovery actually is probably more than that. They probably have several gigabytes worth of evidence. I'm just saying. Yeah, so she wanted indictment, she got them. She wanted evidence, she got that. What else did she ask for that she shouldn't have talked about that she got? I can't think of nothing right now, but anyway, let's keep going. Taken for King 77 said, any idea what the blogger is talking about getting him out? Wait, is clickbait for memberships? Yes. And look here, taken for King. Look at this. Got the nerve to talk about running a YouTube channel with real integrity. When you over there profit lying, okay? Talking about, yeah, Nesto's getting out and y'all gonna see y'all, and using Sonia, yes, for memberships. Like it was. I promise you, just go snatch any jail call at all, and I promise you it was more entertaining than that dry live whatever she thought she was doing, because Sonia was distracted. She was in the middle of doing something. Her phone was cutting in and out. It just, yeah, anyway. But you know what, sometimes you got to let people dig their own grave. Anyway, let's keep going.
Because it's lie. Because they know it's a bunch of fucking lies. Like everything else that they sat there and trumped up against you. Fucking lies. It's crazy.
So basically, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna have no game nowhere.
Okay.
I'm done.
She said indict. I don't know if you heard her. It's not on the caption, but she said it. Take a sip. Nesto said, I ain't got no game. I'm not gonna have no game nowhere. I'm done. Yes, boo boo. That's what we've been trying to tell you. You're done.
Well, it wasn't fair from the arrest and from her trying to say her probable cause was the landlord saying they were behind in rent. Like, that's not probable cause. That's not illegal. So what are you talking about? So you came in there and said that they were 3 months late on rent, and you just ran with that and did a full-on investigation and ran a $1 million TV ad, because dude was late on his rent and happened to have a warrant.
I got another question. What do you think her next move is?
Who? Who was her?
The whole situation.
You talking about
Yes.
the detective?
No, I'm past them people. I'm talking about what the media's on right now. That's what I'm
You
talking
can't even count what they're on because they're just digging and they're twisting everything that they get. They're not even, not one person. I would say Claudia has been the one that's been the most professional with it. Everybody else has been very gossipy and ratchet.
She never hit you back, though. She never hit you back.
Girl, you don't know Claudia. She was talking about Claudia Jordan. like trying to say that was her cousin or something like that. Nesto says she never hit you back. She never hit you back. Sonia is that friend who knows everybody but knows nobody. Does that make sense, Lady V? What's going on, Queen? Sonia know everybody but knows nobody, right? You ever have a friend like that? Oh yeah, because I know such and such, and this is my friend, and I can get this one on the phone, and yada yada yada, and this, that, and the third. Macy's mommy say, "Hi, family." Labor present here for the mess. Yes, 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 yes. Um, yeah, we was talking about bloggers clickbaiting people for memberships, which should be illegal. But anyway, let's keep going.
She didn't. When I said never mind, she said, I'm just now seeing this. And I'm like, no, you didn't, because when I said check your DM, she said okay. So, and I let 2 days go by, but I shut down all my pages, so there's no getting in touch with me that way. I shut all that shit. I don't need my face out there. I mean, I don't care.
Okay, let's pause right there for a second. So she basically admitted that she took down all her pages. She's talking about her YouTube page, right? Took down her YouTube page. Okay, we know that. I took down all them pages because some of you don't ever finish nothing she starts. She really don't. Okay, she one of them. She starts stuff. She don't finish nothing. I'm still waiting for her to be done with this RV. Now remember, we talked about her getting this RV. When did she get the RV? I can't remember now. It was a few months ago. And we actually took a poll to see how long she was going to stick with it. And I think we came to the conclusion that she wasn't going to make it 90 days. So we'll see what happens. But she says she don't want her face out there. Okay, I don't want my face out there. She don't want her face out there. Girl, your face been out there. Child, okay? She don't want her face out there. Well, it's too late. Okay, your face out there, you picking your nose is out there, pushing your teeth back in your mouth is out there. Yeah, you out there, you outside. We got you. But anyway, maybe tomorrow we will exhume Sonia's YouTube page, or not her YouTube page. I may have some stuff, but definitely her Instagram, because she took down her Instagram, she took down YouTube, all that stuff. So maybe we'll exhume it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what we gonna do.
At the same time, if I could avoid my face out there, because dumb prosecutor talking about girlfriend. I'm like, why the fuck would he say that? With his dumb ass. He said, but he was just trying to make you look bad in court. Why? Yeah, but his girlfriend, and he gonna run away to Dubai with the wife, and he's gonna run away to Florida with his girlfriend. What? You sound dumb. And then now that everybody's combing through all of the phone records, yeah, because you didn't get rid of the pizza boxes and the plastic, and neither did Justin. That's why Diddy got locked up. But anyway, girl. She know good and hell well she wanted Nesto to run away with her to Florida. If Nesto had said, you know what, I'm gonna leave the wife and I'm gonna come stay with you in Florida, child, Sonia would have welcomed him with open legs. Okay. She would have welcomed him with open legs. For real. Anyway, 313 Best Side said, you out there? Maisie's mommy basically says she cannot look at another RV. Every time she see an RV in the Walmart lot, she think about Sonia. And it's true. Next time you go to Walmart, take a drive around that parking lot, and I guarantee you're going to see at least one RV. I promise you will. Lord have mercy. Sonia is just sprung on some nuts, though. They're going through it because they're trying to find that. The girl said it. I'm trying to find where he said he's going to run off to Dubai. You're not going to find it because it was never said. It was never said. Wow. So you're never going to find it. That was just one more lie that the prosecutor said to get your bond high.
Yeah, the prosecutor lied so much. That's why the motion got denied. But all motions. Do y'all realize that all of Nesto's motions got denied? Like every single one of them got denied. He didn't have one motion that actually went through. Yeah, he said, "Wow." So take a sip. Whatever you sipping on, take a sip.
So he wanted to fuck with you. So he sat there not thinking this shit was going to come out here like this. Because they're not going to find anything about running off to Florida, after making bond, and running off to Dubai after making bond. No one ever said that. And what he's talking about is the conversation y'all had when she was talking about the house. And when she said that, this is the telltale where he lied. You said, was Marjorie there? She said, no. She's not going to let anybody in that house. Right there, proof. So he lied, because if you're trying to say he was going to run to Dubai and stay at Steve's house, she just said right then and there, no one's allowed in that house if Marjorie was there. So how could he run away to Dubai and go to a house that Marjorie's not letting nobody over?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I realized very recently, really before, but definitely confirmed it recently, that Sonia really don't know anything. She really, really doesn't. I realized when she was on her infamous scamming sister wife's YouTube channel talking about Shirley introduced Nesto to Erica King. We know that Nesto and Erica King met at church, right? He was with, I believe, Carol Lamar, and Erica King was with her man at the time. I'm assuming it's James Relaford. And that's how they met. So I realized, because she's like, yeah, because if you listen to the calls, so she listens to these calls, but is not connecting the dots. She over here talking about, well, how can he run away with Steve when they already said on the calls that nobody's supposed to be in the house when Marjorie is not there, but they were in the house when Marjorie wasn't there. You see why a side chick needs to stay in a side chick's place? As a side chick, ain't nobody looking for you to think. We're not looking for you to plan nothing. Okay. I saw a call where Sonia said she feel like leftovers. That's what you aside. Okay. You aside. And you know what happens with sides? You ever fill your plate up with food and you like, oh my God, you eating with your eyes and you start tearing up the plate, and then maybe you got just a little bit of mashed potatoes left on the side of the plate, or a couple of peas left on the side of the plate. What do most people do? You're not taking the mashed potatoes that probably got gravy and stuff on it and putting it back in the pot. You're going to scrape it into the garbage, because that's what you do with sides. They're disposable, right? Anyway, Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame is in the building, Queen. Thank you so much for being available to mod tonight. I appreciate you. All of y'all doing a wonderful job. So yeah, if you have any show ideas or questions, you can email me at iamwisdomsdaughter@gmail.com. If you send me an email on Fridays, I will read your email live. Okay. I will always keep your identity anonymous, but I will read your letter online. Okay. If you have sent me an email and you know for sure, no, don't read that one. Just email me. Just reply back to the same email. Let me know, hey Queen, just whatever you do, don't read that one. All right. Lady V says she knows so much, but nothing at the same time. That's what I said, girl. So she over here talking about, well, how could you be running to Dubai? You talking about it? That's a whole other country. Yeah, if he wanted to, he could. Because you know who was also talking about Dubai? Lamont was talking about he need to get on a boat and just go to Dubai and just be on the water. Listen, Nesto I think he was going to try to break out, because Nesto knew what it was. I am nearly positive that he knew it was only a matter of time before they found out about everything, right? But his plan was to deny, just like the motions got denied.
Right there, told it. And he just fucking twisted it and lied in court, like they always do. They go to court and they freaking lie.
Okay, so next, okay. You see my picture?
I didn't take any pictures. I got
no, I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking about from your page?
Yeah.
No. Okay, I wish you knew your password so I could shut your page down. or deactivate it. You can always reopen it, but just deactivate it.
That ain't what he asked you. Okay. That ain't, you know what? She can't, Tony, she listen. she can't even she can't even follow instructions as a side chick. Okay. Tony said your Gmail ad makes no sense. I'm not sure what you mean my Gmail ad. I'm not sure what you mean. Your Gmail ad makes no sense. Yeah, Tony, you're gonna have to elaborate, love. I don't know what that means. Anyway, but he asked you if you gave him the pictures from his Instagram. He don't want pictures of you. We already know what you look like. He wanted pictures from his Instagram. You know, like maybe this picture, okay? Or you know what? I'm going to, as this is playing, I'm gonna load some pictures up in StreamYard because he didn't get the pictures he wanted from his side chick. So I'm gonna help a brother out because right now she clowning. That's what she doing right now. Okay. She's sleeping right now. That's exactly what she doing. So I'm gonna help a brother out and I'm gonna bring up some of the photos from his Instagram that he wanted. And we gonna let this play.
Oh, what you mean shut it down? What you talking about?
Meaning just deactivate it. Meaning somebody can't go on your page because they're pulling all your pictures off your page. Every time they do a story, they pull like 4, 5, 6, 7 pictures off your page, and they run your pictures with the story.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
Nesto said that's fine. He's a narcissist. Of course it's fine. He wants his pictures to be all out there and everything. But he like, look here, if everybody else could get my pictures, why can't you do what I asked you to do? I asked you one simple thing. Because here's the thing. I want my pictures. You know why I think Nesto wants those pictures? Because I think he wants to show everybody in jail that he knows famous people. Okay. You know, he could tell people, yeah, you know, my wife, Shirley Strawberry. Everybody doesn't know who Shirley Strawberry is. Okay, we know we're local, but everybody doesn't know who Shirley Strawberry is. Some of you found out about Shirley during the course of various YouTubers covering the story. But yeah, I think you know he want to pass his photos around so he could show them how that time he met Kevin Hart and that time he met trying to think some of the famous people that he met. The time he met Shaq or met this one and that one. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. I mean, you know.
It's fine. I mean, man, that ain't nothing. That's nothing. What you say?
That's the least of your words.
Man, that's the least of my words. I mean, ain't nobody. Yeah. I'm not worried about that. That's nothing. To me, that's nothing. But like I said, I'm not finna worry my city and drive me in the grave. I'm concerned about what you got going. Make sure you safe. Make sure you health good. Cause guess what? Hey, nobody else. Don't nobody else want me. I'm done.
Really? You said don't nobody want you.
Ain't nobody that can't deal with it.
So you're saying you're trying to be around me because nobody else wants you.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. You said that. I'm just saying. Ain't nobody.
You said don't nobody else want me.
No, it's
true. So all I gotta do is worry about this. That's not how you're supposed to say that.
Well,
that sounds really bad. That sounds like you might like.
No,
listen.
Everybody.
This is how you're framing it. You're making it sound like if I'm the last woman on the earth. That's what it sounds like.
Okay, well I ain't trying to make it sound. I'm trying to.
I know you're not trying to say that, but that's what you said. But that's not what you meant.
Well,
I know that's not what you meant, but that's what you said.
Okay. I'm just trying to let you know. Everybody can't handle what you can handle. Everybody can't be in the same position. I know that.
Nesto, let me tell you something. You lucked out with Sonia. Sonia's insecure. Okay, Sonia is not the type of person that females want to be around. She was an easy mark. Okay. What else? She's not productive whatsoever. Like, I don't know how many people can get along with a lazy person, right? Because when you have a lazy friend, you go through all the trouble of setting, okay, girl, we're going to go this, we're going to do that. We're going, 5 o'clock, we're going to meet up. 5 o'clock go by, 6 o'clock go by, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You call, I'm in the bed. You lazy heifer. Like for real. Like for real, for real. Yes, Nesto is letting her know quite clearly that he with her because nobody else want him. Y'all, here go the pictures that Nesto want. He misses the nasty bus and the hose. Okay, shout out to the hose. Nesto misses his hose, y'all. Okay, that's what it is. He wants to see pictures of him when he was up. All right, just in the tailor-made suits, looking all. He wants to see the barbershop with his name on the wall. He just chilling, and this is his spot. With the Mac Air computer right there. You know what I'm saying? He want to see pictures of him and his lovely wife. Look at Shirley showing a little boob. I'm seeing a little right boob here sticking up. Shirley's so beautiful. Okay, that's what These are just some of the things that Nesto want to see. But I know Nesto misses the nasty bus. Okay, N is for nasty. Y'all thought it was for Nesto. N is for nasty bus. Okay, he misses the nasty bus, and he misses his nasty hose. So yeah, Nesto, I got you, brother. I will send you some pictures from your Instagram because I got most of them. Anyway, let's keep going. Come on, play.
Your motherfucker tell you they'll run in a minute. So I don't know why people want to try to. I'm a good person. I can handle this thing. Can't handle shit. They'll run anytime somebody say boo, motherfucker gone. Boo.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm just there telling the
Yeah, you know what? You're going through the worst thing anybody could go through, other than a diagnosis for death. But you're going through a very, very trying, fucked up situation.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, for real.
And regardless of what my position is, I said that I was, because I felt bad when you told me about when you first went away 20, 30 years ago, how that was. So when I found out, I was just like, whatever capacity you need me to be there for you, I will be there for you. Because I don't want nobody to be left for dead.
Well,
right, because Nesto needs somebody to use. So you're gonna let him use you, girl. So you can't be mad. Okay, you can't be mad when Nesto say you can't afford him because you can't and you want it to be used. You can't be mad when Nesto is hollering at you and cussing at you and whatnot because you run your damn mouth because you put yourself in this situation. She wanted to be a side chick. She wanted to be the one that he linked on. Nesto said nobody could handle the situation. You know what Nesto means? It's not too many women that's gonna be with a man who does all of this and they don't say nothing. And they just whatever Nesto says, she says. And that's exactly what Nesto wanted. All right. Shirley wasn't with it. Shirley was not with it. Lady V said with his wedding ring on. Yeah, every picture. He's got his wedding ring on. What's going on? Jet Black Straight has entered the chat. What's going on, Queen? Claire Ashes said, this is the luxury life I threw away. Dummy. Yeah, because he rather fake boobies. He had a life of luxury. And he made enough money. Honestly, he could have not that it's a good thing, but he could have taken the money that he scammed off the people and actually turned it into a legitimate business. But no, he just went on and continued scamming people, and then got mad when he got caught. And then talking about they trying to frame him all the way around.
I ain't lying now either.
Always lying.
Right.
I ain't lying now then, and I ain't lying now. So it is what it is.
Not everybody's built. That's all like that. Not everybody's built for it.
That's what I was trying to tell you. Everybody.
Yeah, not everybody's built. Not everybody's built for everything. Yeah, that's all. This is a hard thing to do. A hard thing to deal with. I was telling my cousin that earlier today. I said, this is very hard.
What?
I was telling my cousin that this is very hard. Let me get all these extra twists and turns with all of this media attention. That's not making anything easier. I mean, I want to say we're gonna flip it to your advantage, you know, because people can't be twisted and foul if it's done in the light. So if everything want to be exposed, let's put it all out there. You know.
There she go. There she goes. Karaoke too. Thank you so much for the super chat. She said, "Hey, WD in chat. I appreciate you so much. May your gift return back to you tenfold." Just a reminder, guys, don't forget to hit the like button as you're coming into the building. Just double check. You can always pop out of the chat, hit that like button, and jump right on back in. Let me get to a few some of your comments. Hold on. Macy's mommy said Nesto's impression voice makes me cringe because he sounds so dumb. Show do. Champions is in the chat. Miss Kim says she's built for this. She is built for that. She the only one that's gonna let a man do to her what Nesto has done. Like she invites it. Like she doesn't even understand. I don't think I've come across a woman so dumb. But she really is like kind of slow, I think. Not enough, to be not enough to be taken advantage of. I mean, she knows what she's doing, but I just don't understand. You running after a married man, and then you feeling like leftovers because you're a side chick. You running after a married man who is incarcerated, who don't know when he's coming out, and she just running behind this man like a little puppy. No, I don't know. You know what? That's why Nesto loved her so much. That's what he was looking for. He was looking for a puppy. He got one.
So that you do get a fair trial.
No.
Oh, absolutely.
No.
I want the cameras going. I don't want the cameras off. We want the cameras on in court.
Oh, okay. So yeah, wait. Whoa. Okay, see? Hold on a second. I gotta pull this comment down. So first of all, she was talking about exposing. She want to expose everything, right? So we want to expose. We want the truth to come out, right? Because Nesto been lying, okay? And every time the truth come out, Nesto get upset. All right, he in his cell crying. She want everything to be exposed, but she want the cameras on in court. I want the cameras on. So Galatians says she mentally challenged. So if she wanted the cameras on, why did she go so hard to try to keep the media out of the courtroom? It was her idea, by the way, for Nesto to have his lawyer file a motion to gag the media, a motion for a gag order. You know what? The motion got denied. And see, as we go back and listen to these calls, stuff starts lining up and making more and more sense. Because I swear, I wish, well, it don't matter because the judge denied it, but I wish the judge would have heard this. How you gonna cry now about the cameras being on and bloggers being there and the news media being there when I want the cameras on. I want the cameras on in the courtroom. Karaoke Tube said, as the old folks say, dumb as a sack of rocks. Okay? Look, I want the cameras on when we in court. We want the so you wanted the publicity. You wanted the media there. Okay? But when we started dragging her through the YouTube streets and whatnot for all the shenanigans and the tomfoolery she be engaging in and all the stupid stuff that she be saying, then it was a problem. Then she ain't like that. Let me tell you what happened with Sonia. Sonia wanted to be YouTube famous, and we made her YouTube famous. It just wasn't the fame that she was expecting, okay? You can go on my page alone and see how many thumbnails got her picture on it. Some of those pictures, she don't look that great. Let me just let me just say that. I'm gonna bring up one of those pictures in just a little momentito. But anyway, let's keep going.
We want everything that they're saying out loud. Trump's is out loud. Hell, there's no way that yours shouldn't be out loud.
Girl,
because it's public knowledge who the alleged victims are.
But here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
When you have things out loud, sometimes people still can't see when it's in front of them.
Some people can't see, but if they know people are watching, they'll watch themselves. That's the difference. We're not really worried about the interpretation.
Here's the thing. What I'm saying is the last drama episode, motherfuckers still ain't caught on yet.
I don't know. But those people. That's just a small group of people. That's the gossip people. That's what that is. That's the messy gossip people who don't have 2 cents of a brain. That's all that is. And their situation is the juicier I make this, the more views I get. So they don't really care about actual truth or actual did he. They just want the views. So they.
If I only had a brain. You know what? Miss Kim said, I'm super late. Hey, everybody. Yeah, Sonia got no idea what she wants. Okay. No, she got more than what she bargained for. See, be careful what you ask for, right? Because Nesto wanted a puppy, but his puppy wasn't trained. Okay. So, and it's going to be more towards the end of this call when we get more into the conversation. But, you know, he didn't put a leash on his puppy, and his puppy was just running off at the mouth. And she said some stuff that Nesto apparently did not want anybody to know. Before Nesto went to jail, she knew him for a few months, yet she is convinced he's done nothing wrong. No. She knew him for more than a few months, hon. He went to jail in July of 2022. Nesto met Sonia in 2019 for sure, but there's a possibility that she met him as early as 2017 or 2018, but let them tell it. Sometimes she says 2020, then she says 2021. She talks about COVID. But I have a source that knows that they met way sooner than what they talk about on these calls. And she slipped up a couple of times when talking about certain things that happened to Dion, like when Dion was shot. Well, all you have to do is go and look at the article, or, well, can't do it now, but on Nesto's page when he posted when his son was in the hospital. I'll see if I have a screenshot of the actual posting. I have the picture, but the screenshot of the post will tell you exactly when it was posted. So it's little things like that. Tony said it's her fault. Nesto is still in jail and she is on the run. Love on the run. Love on the run. Facts.
Want to be as messy as possible, so they can get the views. They put these scantless little titles up there and these fucked up pictures so that somebody else click on it and just look at it.
So it's juicy for tomorrow, huh?
Man, so I'm trying to figure out how do I hear it. Like, I want to record it, but I'm like, how do I hear it? I know he's only going to address his situation. That's all he's done. That's all he has to. He can't address anything anyway. The only thing he's going to address is his house. So, again, like I tell you, all these goofy-ass bloggers, whatever you call these heifers on YouTube, he keep trying to talk about his sex life, his sex performance. And I'm just sitting here like, how is that any of y'all business what goes on in their bedroom? It's fucking crazy.
Oh, but it wasn't crazy when your scamming sister wife was asking you during an interview after she literally said, can't make this up. She literally said, you know, I think you are a blessing from God to Nesto. I think God placed you in Nesto's life to care for him at this time. Not his wife, okay, that he took vows with, okay, and said vows to in front of God and all these witnesses and everybody that was at the wedding. Oh, no, that wouldn't be the blessing. The side chick that's sleeping with the married man, that's the blessing. And is she going to ask, meaning the Bible lady, the fake Christian, okay? This hold on a second. Where'd she go? Anyway, she over there going to ask Sonia if Nesto was good in bed. Like, first of all, besides the fact that is so unprofessional, it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate, okay? But she did a whole live today about integrity, real integrity on YouTube. Real, apparently, because her question was, is real integrity worth it? Apparently, real integrity is not worth it, okay? Because she don't have none, not even a mustard seed of integrity. Okay, she don't have an ant's pinky toe of integrity. Okay, go on, ask the woman. Well, is it that good? with your nasty self. Okay? Same woman sending pictures, the men every doggone where of her pleasuring herself and all kind of stuff. Girl, bye. No integrity whatsoever. Okay? She want to go on a nasty bus with Nesto. That's what she want. Okay? She hoping he get out. Okay? So she can get a little bit of a taste of what Sonia got. Anyway. I digress. Let me keep going. So it was fine, okay, for her scamming sister wife to ask if Nesto is good in bed. But she got a problem with this here. Okay.
For real, like, you know, they just it's crazy. They talk 2 minutes about you and her. They'll talk 3 minutes about me and you, and then they'll put the rest 30 minutes on Steve. They just keep injecting him in the situation. So he may tell them to shut the fuck up. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Quit trying to insert me in that situation. I did not introduce them. They're not married on my show. They're married in their real life. Stop trying to, you know what I'm saying? Put the two together. But that's how they keep trying to funnel it to Steve Harvey. And because when you say Shirley Strawberry, like I say, people will be like, I don't know who that is. A lot of people don't know who that is.
She didn't know.
So if they put Shirley Strawberry on the vlog, they're not going to get that click. When they put Steve Harvey and Shirley, which they keep putting, and then they'll say Shirley's husband, but they always got to put a Steve Harvey on it. That's when people are like, ooh, what's going on there? You get me?
No, I don't get you because you don't know what the hell you talking about. Because I can guarantee you, if you go on YouTube and put a hashtag Shirley Strawberry, matter of fact, I'll just do it for you. I'll just do it for you. This woman right here. If you look at the number of videos that come up under hashtag Shirley Strawberry versus hashtag Steve Harvey, let's take a look. See, okay, hang on 1 second. This girl stay running her doggone mouth. Where is that? Oh, it's Steve. You gotta put Steve Harvey and Shirley Strawberry. No, you can put Shirley Strawberry because the controversy is not with Steve Harvey. The controversy is with Shirley Strawberry. Why would we? I can't. I really can't. This is why she didn't make any money on YouTube. This is why.
And they got to spend some time talking about him because they got his name on the front. Because again, if they only had Shirley, they'd get a third of what they got. Because a lot of people don't even know who she is.
Oh my!
But it's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I hope her Monday is a good Monday. I hope this does not crush her because she's crushed with all of the phone conversations that's out there that she's probably heard or her friends heard. But I hope Monday's a better day for her. And I hope her support system is good.
Well,
so we can't worry about it because what's done is done.
No, I can't worry about it. All I'm gonna say is this: I hope the best, and it probably do what it gonna do, but he ain't no dummy. So he ain't no dummy, and being as they whatever they do together, she gonna guide him and he gonna guide her. So
okay,
I know that for a fact. So it's gonna be just fine.
So somebody went on her page yesterday, one of these vloggers, and was just scrolling through her page. I don't see no traces of her husband. She took him off. She took down wife. Remember I told you this last week. She was like, okay. So maybe she is done. Maybe she is, and she should have did that immediately when everything happened out loud back in July, you know. And she probably wouldn't have got all the backlash as far as them calling her dumb for sticking by you and all of this other stuff, which they don't know the dynamics of your relationship. They don't know anything. So to try to speak on her reasonings and what's going on, they're out of line for that, you know. They're out of line for all of this shit. But this world has become, with social media, everybody putting their business out there. This shit is so crazy. People think it's okay to be in your business. And to discuss who's fucking who.
That's how they get the ratings.
They
They
just
gotta get the
really,
ratings up.
yeah, they got to get the ratings, they got to get the clicks, they got to get the likes. Make sure you like this, like the live.
Girl, you should not be talking on somebody else's wife. I swear Sonia is obsessed with Shirley Strawberry, right? How you know that she took the pictures down off his Insta? I mean, how you know she took the pictures of Nesto down off her Facebook page unless you stalking her? Girl, get a life. She want to be Shirley Strawberry so bad, Macy's mommy. Beware of false prophets. Shouldn't Nesto know this since he's so godly? But it was supposed to be a little G, because remember, he godly with a little G, with a little G, right? Anyway, well, the vows he took with Shirley were null and void. Come on now. I do believe she still has that spirit inside of her. Happiest birthday, Ashley. Wishing you many, many more with absolute happiness. Ashley, if you're out there, Queen, happy birthday. People know who Shirley is, especially Chicago folks. We knew her as Shirley Clark before she became Shirley Strawberry, right? So if you in Los Angeles, you know her. If you in Chicago, you know her. If you in Atlanta, you know her. And if you in New York City, you know her, because those are the main places where where the show was indicated. I said indicated. Syndicated. See what happened when you do Nesto? You can't talk no more. Nesto received everything that Sonia requested. Sonia, keep on asking, okay? Because Nesto can't seem to get what he wants, but everything you ask for, you isn't that funny? The atheists be calling stuff out and it just manifests, okay? You know what I'm saying? Nesto over here trying to manifest his freedom every other day. Freedom is coming. Freedom is coming. He over here in his jail cell like, freedom, oh freedom. Okay. He wants his freedom. It ain't coming. It ain't coming. You know, like scamming YouTubers who be fake doing interviews with people that they ain't even spoke to. Don't know at all. It ain't coming. I don't think that freedom is coming. It ain't coming. But anyway, let's keep going. Sonia is very, very jealous of the blogs because she wanted to use YouTube to tell Nesto's story to make money. And she just didn't know how to do it. She didn't figure out how to do it. So she hooked up with infamous scammer who could have easily helped her and showed her how to do it, right? Exactly what to do. You can't just make a video and throw it up there on YouTube. There are very specific steps that you need to take if you're going to make an income from that video, right? So she didn't help her do any of that. She used her. But Sonia likes to be used. So I can't even be mad.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You got all the miserable people looking at this shit. All the miserable people looking at it.
Whatever's gonna go down tomorrow, that shit gonna be off the roof. Ratings gonna go so goddamn sky high. I do know that.
Everybody they're gonna have the highest ratings tomorrow.
I know they is.
They're gonna have the highest ratings tomorrow.
I know they is. That motherfucker don't put something together so strong. I know he is. So I don't know. Even if
I'm sure.
Even if got
that's the PR people working hard.
Yeah, even if you throw me to the curb, that's fine too.
Well, you don't even have to. Only thing he mentioned, all thing he has to say is separate me from that situation because I didn't introduce them. Me and him are only known through her. He wasn't my boy that I hooked up with her. So, stop trying to, intertwine me with that situation. She's an employee, but she's also a friend because they've been, together for 20 years or so like that. But at the same time, she's not, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have pictures of all four of y'all dining and all, you know what I'm saying? On her page, I think it was maybe one. Right, it was maybe one picture of y'all together where you and Steve and her outside of the wedding. Other than that, it was no pictures of y'all kikiing, hanging out, and traveling.
Girl, what you talking about? This is oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'll be talking about. She know every photo on Nesto's Instagram. Every single photo, right? Everything on Shirley's page talking about, well, no, y'all. I mean, after that, y'all ain't really had no photos together after that. Oh, really? He have no photos together. I'm gonna bring him up. I'm going to bring him up, but before I do, because Sheil got me cracking up. Gosh, hold on. I lost the comment. Where you at, Sheil? Sheil said, "Scammed with integrity." You know what? Infamous scammer said Nesto was getting out and he received more indictments. Listen, she ain't lied. I'll tell you that. She ain't lied. And her crazy sister wife just be dismissing the receipts. Okay, like it ain't nothing. Okay, Nice can say she off the roof. All right. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Here we go. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh. Tony, I'm so sorry, King. I don't know how to, let me see if I can fix that. I'm so sorry, love. I hit the wrong button and I timed you out. My apologies. I'm so sorry. And I don't know how to undo it. Let me see. There is a feature and I can't find it right now. I'm so sorry. But anyway, it should only be a few minutes. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can fix it. I can't. All right. So apologies. That was not intentional. It happens. Okay. It does happen. It happens with the mods sometimes. And some of these content creators be treating their moderators like utter crap. And they don't get paid to come and stay on lives for us for 5 and 6, 7 hours. I don't do lives that long, but usually, but you know what I'm saying? People make mistakes, but anyway, it is what it is. I be in the bushes and I be seeing things and I'm like, how are you treating somebody that's showing up for you every day and you treating them like that? Like, come on, that ain't cool. Ebony said, if I have to keep looking at this edgeless drop lip hem, I'm gonna have to take these nausea pills. All right, I'm gonna give your eyes a visual break because I have to. I wanted to bring something else up, and I need to hold on one more time. Tony said fish lips. That's exactly what it looked like, though, don't it? Don't it look like fish lips? It sure do. Anyway, let's keep going, and I'll bring up the photos because she claimed that there was no pictures. You just had that, just the wedding picture, girl. Bye.
No, it was none of that at all. So it's crazy, but they gotta make it look like it's doing something. I guess people look stupid as hell.
That's fine.
Blind leading the blind.
Let me explain something to you, because a lot of people not paying attention. I'm not motherfucking goddamn guilty. I'm innocent. Just because I'm locked up don't mean I'm fucked up like that. And that's what the white folk are talking about today. Folks talking about
you have 1 minute remaining. We'll call that. What happened?
Yeah, they're talking about some major shit right now. Lawsuits, I'm talking about throwing out here now. Because they're talking about the people that they did not indict and throwing names out there, putting people lives in jeopardy, their homes in jeopardy, and all that. My life already been destroyed. All that home, all that gone.
Yeah, and then they're gonna throw on top of that crap.
Man, it's done.
And when she go to court with no evidence, about, I don't have anything. What? All I have is a statement. All you have is a statement from a chick.
Really?
I gotta get that transcript. I gotta get that transcript. I'm hoping that the people.
Okay, well here's his statement. He didn't do it, so now you got a he say, she say. What do you do?
No, I'm talking about. I got that. I say the transcript. I gotta get that.
I know from that court hearing.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Sonia recorded and played.
Hold on.
the entire Steve Harvey morning show for Ernesto to hear over the phone. Here's a short clip from that call, and also take note when Shirley mentions a storm on July 4th, because it's brought up again in the next call between Ernesto and Sonia.
All right. So before I play that, give me just a moment. So anyway, one thing that I can say for certain, Sonia could try to be like Shirley all she wants to, but there's one thing she will never have. She has no pictures with Nesto. None. Not a one. And she probably won't ever have a photo with him other than the ones that we create in these damn thumbnails. Look how happy he looked. Okay. He was scamming and happily scamming. But anyway, let's move on to the next call. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit and see if it won't be too fast. Let me see. Yeah, we'll try it and see.
You get yourself all cleaned up.
Hey, sunshine. Yeah, my hair's done. The task is over. But the task is over. Yeah. How are you?
I'm straight.
Are you straight?
Yeah. So it wasn't too much to talk about.
No, it wasn't. She just, said that you've been in the jail since last year. And they were under the impression that you were going to get out a couple of days turning months, And she apologized for the comment about the wheezing, which we both said it wasn't that bad, but everybody takes things differently. And he took it, lightly. He didn't take it, the wrong way or whatever. And then he just went in on all the bloggers, talking about how, all these bloggers, like when you were talking about yesterday, all black, and they're all just hateful.
I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
I told you they weren't gonna go in like that. Yeah. They had them pulled back.
Yeah.
Was I wrong?
No, it's not. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't think it was bad what was said anyway. I mean, but some people take things differently. Like I said, some people are a little bit more, or if they don't like you as much, they'll take something more extreme, So it could have went both either way. I was saying, but I thought it wasn't bad.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I didn't think what she said was bad, but no, that's what I was saying. You just don't know how people feel because.
Most of the time, I'm gonna be honest with you, you right at 99% accurate of your conversation. That's a blessing. That is, you are the blessing. 99% of your conversation is on point. I would say 99%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect.
No, you're not. That's why I said 99.
No one is. I'm all right.
She said Sonia is a blessing. You know what? We're going to do a poll. Let's go ahead and do a quick poll. I'm gonna let it play while I put the poll up.
All right with that. I'm already being flawed.
Yeah, and you're gonna give it your honest opinion. You're not gonna go on your personal feelings. You go on your honest opinion. Grown folks.
Right. Exactly.
That's your age kicking in. That's what I was trying to tell you. Talking to you is different than looking at you. Now that's different shit. Mm-hmm. That's what I was trying to tell you the other day.
You trying to say I look smart too?
No, I didn't say that. I said
I don't look smart.
No. It don't. You have. Well, that's fine. That's fine, man. You gotta understand your competition looks like your age. You don't look like your age, so you can't get mad. Mm-hmm. There's folks out here dying trying to get to look the way you look. I know you don't want to hear this shit, but it's true. So most people be shocked. So fuck it. So yeah. Okay. What did you get from them 3 hours?
It was, you know what? That's why I don't listen to the morning show outside of the fact that I don't get up and I'm not in the car, but it'd be a lot of fucking radio, it'd be a lot of fucking commercials. It'd be like 5 minutes of the show, and then it'd be like an hour of a bunch of freaking commercials, and like that'd be the gist of it, which is crazy.
Okay, so what did you get out of it?
I mean, listen, I taped it for you.
What?
I taped it for you. I recorded it for you.
Oh, okay. I was saying, but what did you get out of it?
I don't know what I was supposed to get out of it.
One thing we can do with gossip, rumor, and hearsay. That's one thing. I've dealt with this for years. But it's not gossip. And it comes from, a reliable source. Then it turns into something different. And so, all of this trending stuff and all this here. And so,
what is that? Who is that? Rather.
Some deliberation we got together. Now, here's the deal about this strawberry. That I have no idea what Shirley's going to say. I told Shirley that it was up to her how she wanted to address it.
Okay, so Sonia is playing the radio station. Basically, this is the day that Steve said, "Okay, we're gonna do something new." Okay, so instead of Shirley Strawberry reading the strawberry letter, she gonna be the strawberry letter. Okay, he said this segment is called "I Didn't Know I Was Gonna Be My Own Strawberry Letter," which I don't like how Steve handled that. I understand what he was trying to do, but I think it was a little mean-spirited and petty. Okay, I think it was quite embarrassing for him to do it like that, but that's how he chose to do it. So what we're hearing is the actual radio show. I'm going to put it at regular speed so this way we can hear everything that's being said.
Along with this as an idea, I'm not going to do that because we talked about it as a radio family and decided this may be, because it's no longer rumor. It's not gossip or anything. This is something that's really touching us all right now. This is not. This is the strawberry letter, and being sarcastic when I did the CDs last week. The strawberry letter is, I didn't know. The subject was, I didn't know I was going to be my. Which is true. Now, all the time I joke about it, because some of these letters sound like I was in it. This was it. And so today, the way I'm going to do it, Shirley, I'm going to just let you talk. I think, for me, I think it's up to you to be as honest or revealing as you choose to be. We can talk about as much of it as you like, but I think it's an opportunity for you to say what you want to say and share your feelings on it, and then we'll have an exchange about it.
Okay. All right. Steve, I'm going to just start by saying that my sweet husband is in jail. He's been in jail for over a year since about right after the 4th of July of 2022. And recently, some phone calls last year between he and I were linked. And on those calls, you hear me saying you were winded going up the stairs at your home, and Marjorie looked at us as the help. And right here and now, I want to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I said. As much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. I can't. I said it, and I want to apologize. It was definitely not me trying to add to what you and Marjorie already have going on in your lives right now. But the fact that these cases were released, it does seem like everyone is coming to you, coming for you, I should say, at this time, including me. But in reality, the case had nothing to do with what you and Marjorie had going on. It was just me running my mouth in a private conversation, what I thought was a private conversation. And again, I apologize for being terrible and making excuses. I said what I said, and there's no denying it. There's no taking it back.
You know what? Is it just me, or is this the driest apology I ever heard? This apology is so dry. I'm not saying it's not sincere, but I don't hear any shaking in the voice. It's monotone. Like Shirley Strawberry was pissed. This was not what she wanted to do. Why did this sound like Park Lamont laugh out loud? Steve Harvey, taken for King 77, said, compared to what Shirley was going through, this was petty. This was definitely petty. Claire Ashley says Shirley had to feel humiliated all over again. Steve is no better than Nesto. This was definitely below the belt. Miss Kim said, I bet Marjorie does look at his radio show team as the help. But yet and still, the apology is dry. She over here like, look, I did it. I said it. I can't take it back. It is what it is. I said some things. I said it. I put it out there. Everybody's talking. That's not how you apologize. Whew, Shirley could have just played the song I Apologize and didn't have to say nothing. But anyway.
When the phone calls happened, I was trying to stand by my man, be supportive wife, you know. I've been married to this man for 8 years. I had no idea that all this was going on with him. I had no idea. And the charges that he's facing are horrific. They are really bad. I for sure did not want your name mentioned in any kind of way associated with my mess. So I had to call you. I had to tell you it was a hard call for me to make. But I called you. And I want to clear something up, Steve. You did not introduce me to him. I met him through a friend. I should say an ex-friend now. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I had to tell you, he was in jail. It was going to come out. I didn't want you to hear it from anyone else. I wanted you to hear it from me because I knew once the police and everyone, got involved, and they were already involved, and they found out who his wife was and who she worked with and all of that, and that you, Steve Harvey, would become, a real big story because it's your names. And like I told you, Steve, when I called you, I didn't want to call you. I mean, I was embarrassed. I was hurt. I felt so stupid. And,
okay, there is the sincerity right there. Shirley said, he was in jail and he was coming out and it was going to come out and he was in court and your name was in it. This call, meaning when the Steve Harvey situation story came out, would have been in September. And y'all want to know what's funny? And I did not plan this. Look at the date on this call. Today is September 11th. And the date on this call is September 11th, 2023. Because I was supposed to talk about something else tonight. And I switched gears at the last minute. And then I had to reset everything because I decided to do something different. But anyway, so exactly 2 years ago this day, all right, Shirley Strawberry is on the radio apologizing. But Nesto had already been in jail for over a year. He had already been in jail for 14 months. So she was so concerned about Steve Harvey's reputation and people talking that she waited 14 months to go to her friend, her confidant, and say, Steve, we got to talk. Like, she didn't have anybody that she could talk to. Anyway. Shirley Strawberry let me just say this. She don't have any problem talking crap about other people, but she wants to keep her situation like her ish don't stink. Not a very graceful quality. And she got exposed. So anyway, now she's getting emotional. Okay, now it's really starting to hit because she started off dry. Now it's starting to hit.
I felt betrayed, humiliated. It was just terrible. I mean, I kept saying to myself, "How is this my life?" Police and jail and all of this. It was just something that I didn't. I'd never experienced anything like this. The police came and took my car. I was at the salon getting my hair done. They rolled up, took my car. I had to have my stylist take me home. I had to move in with friends. I lost my house. I lost everything.
Pause right there for a second. Kia has some good comments. She says she didn't have a choice, and that's why it sounded monotone. And then she begins to relive it. And that's why, it sounds like she's about to cry. She also says she shouldn't have to apologize for saying that. That's how she felt. Listen, she had to apologize because her boss said, you got to apologize. And if you don't want to apologize, you ain't got to work here. Okay. That's her job, her bread and butter. She's not going to jeopardize her job just for humbling herself for an apology. And Steve Harvey already knew. because Mississippi Monica told him what was going on. So Shirley did tell somebody. She told her friend Mississippi Monica, and Mississippi Monica ran and told Steve, like, Steve, let me tell you what's going on. Steve was just ready for his friend. This man gave you away. Steve Harvey walked her down the aisle. He gave her away at her wedding to Nesto. You can't tell the person who gave you away what's going on? Because Steve probably would have helped her out early on and got all of this stuff straightened out. And she might not have lost her house. She might not have had to move in, you know, with a friend. You know, maybe her car might not have gotten it taken away, because maybe Steve Harvey would have been like, look here, you need to go ahead and park that vehicle at one of my houses. We're gonna put it in the garage because they're gonna be looking for it. I'm just, you know, I'm just speculating. But Nesto Shackles said, I don't understand why or what she needed. She said needed an apology. I guess for the deception, because you have to understand something. This is Steve Harvey's brand, right? And so it's the radio show, it's the brand. She does the Strawberry Letter, right? It's an entertainment. I mean, the entire show is for entertainment, but it is, you know, one of the most entertaining segments on the show, outside of Nephew Tommy's prank calls, all right, and Sister Odell and the church impressions. But they use the moniker Chief Love Officer. No, they're not licensed or anything like that, but they do read letters from people who are having relationship and family issues, and then they just kind of, you know, give them advice. Some of it is funny, some of it is, you know, whatever. But Shirley can come across very judgmental in a lot of those instances. So you giving advice to people, you wrote a whole book called The Strawberry Letter about relationships, and Steve Harvey got a book, and you got all this going on, and my name is in it. Your husband is in jail for money crimes, sex crimes, CP crimes, fraud crimes, bigamy, a damn RICO, and you got the nerve to be talking about I was winded going up the steps, and then you let Marjorie know that I had you in the house when she wasn't there. You weren't supposed to say that. Steve Harvey, when he heard the calls of her talking about him and his wife, yeah. So I understand it might have been petty. It might have been, you know, in his feelings, but yeah, he like, okay, since you want to talk crap, now you gonna tell it. Let's put your business out there. Let you see how it feels. You know, I don't know if necessarily that was the right way to do it, but that's what Steve Harvey chose to do.
Oh, and I have to tell you this too. Like on the day, July 4th, we were having dinner with friends, and we were going to watch the fireworks after that. And so the fireworks didn't happen that night because it was like a terrible, terrible storm. So the fireworks got canceled. And
okay, hold up. Let me just rewind this back just a couple seconds, because this is important. This is what Shay was talking about in the beginning. So just a couple of comments. Tony is upset with Wisdom's daughter now because he feels like we're dragging Shirley. The truth is the truth. It happened. You know, we have all been there. And I think the most mature thing a person can do is assess the situation and talk about, yeah, you know what? I was stupid. I shouldn't have did this. I should have done that different. I should have done that different. You know, so no, I don't think we're necessarily dragging her, but we do have to talk about the situation. And see, Shirley knows how to drag people. So I don't always feel bad for her. She looked sweet and, you know, innocent and homely and churchy, but I have heard her drag people on these calls. Okay, don't get it twisted, because Shirley made it very clear. I'm not confused. Shirley said I ain't confused. Yeah, I don't. So Lady V said I don't think Steve would have helped her out or helped her helped until she came to her senses. I don't think Steve Harvey would have helped until she came to her senses. And Macy's mommy, I agree. Shirley was hoping Nesto would get out of jail before she had to tell Steve. So she was hoping she could keep it a secret. She was hoping she could keep it quiet, right? That he would get out of jail and nobody would have to know. And she said that she had never been through this before, and that's kind of true, but kind of not true. So she's been married before, and that husband had he'd been arrested and had some criminal issues, but she'd never been through something like this to this extent and this level. I believe every other time that Nesto got arrested, he was able to bond out. So what's going on? Call me Nika's in the building. What's going on? Nana and Nene said, Steve loves Shirley Strawberry so much. Why didn't he have Nesto investigated? He gave Shirley Strawberry away. You're right, but did you see his face? I'm going to try to find that picture. Did you see his face when he was giving her away? No, that's Sonia. That definitely wasn't the face. That wasn't the face either. I will find the picture of when he walked her down the aisle. There's one particular photo, and Steve looks so uncomfortable. I don't know if he knew something, if he saw something or what, but I don't think Shirley would have listened anyway. You know damn well Margie put Steve to shame Shirley on the show. Listen, I would not be surprised if Marjorie was like, Miss Strawberry letter, because that's something a woman would do. No, she gonna go in here and apologize. And I believe I said that before. But anyway, one more comment. Tell the truth said, let's be truthful. It's not uncommon for a talk show host or any other person doing a show to discuss others instead of themselves. It's not only Shirley that does that, even on YouTube channels. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think that Steve Harvey should have handled the situation that way. I don't think that he should have made her into a strawberry letter. The woman was already embarrassed. It was all over YouTube at that point. So now you just going to, she already got the knife on her back. You going to twist it and throw salt in it. So, Steve Harvey didn't get brownie points for me for that. And, I was already feeling some type of way because I'm like, how are you giving advice to people, whether you are licensed or not? And you got all this going on and you acting like Miss Perfect Patty, right? I clown people all the time. I laugh at myself, but I also go through things too, and I'm honest about it. I don't pretend like my life is so perfect while I'm talking bad about other people. Shirley sometimes had this, my ish don't stink, or it do, but I'm gonna pretend like it don't. And at the end of the day, it caught up to her. It caught up to her. Why was she exposed like that? She didn't have to be. Why was she exposed like that? Why would Steve Harvey do that to his friend? And somebody said it in the chat. It was probably his wife. And Marjorie is that woman is a piece of work. That woman is a piece of work. So I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, let's roll it back. So Shirley is talking about what happened on July 4th. So she says she lost everything. And then she's talking about July 4th. Why is this important? Because we learned in this call that Nesto and Shirley Strawberry were not in the same place on July 4th. He put up a post on his Instagram on July 4th. It was sunny. They were smiling and carrying on. And when I heard this call and she's talking about a storm, I'm like, wait a minute. They were not together on July 4th. And that picture was posted on the 4th, but it wasn't taken on the 4th. This is why you got to be careful about what you're looking at on social media.
I love everything. Oh, and I have to tell you this too. Like on the day, July 4th, we were having dinner with friends and we were going to watch the fireworks after that. And so fireworks didn't happen that night because it was like a terrible, terrible storm. So the fireworks got canceled. And when I look back, I see now that was kind of a metaphor for what was about to happen in my life. The thunderstorms were coming. They were coming. The next day was the last time I saw him. he was arrested the very, very next day. I didn't even know he was arrested. I couldn't get in touch with him later that day. Well, I'll tell you the rest later, how I got the phone call from jail and all of that. But we'll be back at 23 minutes after the hour with this live Strawberry letter.
Wow. I'm going to be, again, I've said it before. I know that was hard. That was probably one of the most humbling moments for Shirley Strawberry to have to do that, to have to tell the very thing that she tried to keep secret to everybody. It wasn't like you just tell. So let me just put it into perspective. She could have talked to her friend Steve Harvey, one person, and told him what was going on. She didn't. She tried to keep it a secret. Something as huge as this that could have potentially impacted his company, his business, and had it gone left, Steve Harvey's business could have potentially been in jeopardy. He could have been implicated, right? Anyone could have determined and decided that, oh, he's got some kind of involvement. And can you imagine being hit with that and caught off guard? So instead of telling Steve Harvey, one person, she didn't want to tell him. And she ended up having to tell millions of people listening. Absolutely crazy. Shirley Strawberry didn't deserve what he did and said concerning her, the Strawberry letters for entertainment only. There's no real substance to their foolishness. Right. So you know what this woman's going through. Why do that? Steve wrote a book about relationships and had bad relationships. He sure did. How many wives did he say he had? But to his credit, he's never pretended that he didn't have bad relationships. He probably learned a lot in them bad relationships. He's never hidden the fact that he had multiple wives, and who the heck knows what's going on with all of them doggone wives. Shortly after Shirley married Nesto, I started seeing posts about Nesto on Lipstick Alley. Yeah, it was all over Lipstick Alley. Lady Heroine, Marjorie, who never allowed Steve to mess her over like that, would never allow Steve to mess her over like that. What happened to Shirley? Shirley was in love. She was in love. It's hidden because she's embarrassed. All of her high and mighty ass life was exposed as a whole lie. Oh, Veteran Bra said, and I'm glad I got no love for Shirley. All right, now look here. We respect everybody's opinions, okay? Like, I don't care for Sonia too much. It's okay if you don't care for Shirley too much. That's fine. That's quite all right. That's your opinion, and we respect that. Lipstick Alley is a pop culture and gossip website. It is. The fact that Shirley could perform with all that she had going on, or just from the people she knows and trusts, from strangers like us. Yeah, she's either a very good actress or she's very good at compartmentalizing, because I don't know if I could have done that knowing that that's what was going on. How do you not know your dumbass husband is how do you not know he's in jail? But you heard what she said. She said, yeah, it was like the very next day. It wasn't. It was 3 days. She said she saw Nesto the day before he was arrested, but it was 3 days. So that means that, or 2 days. So for 2 days, Nesto was missing. Oh, but wait a minute. He was missing for more than 2 days because they were not together on July 4th. She said, yeah, and I was with friends and it was storming. And then like I saw him like the next day, and then the very next day he was arrested. So they weren't there. I get embarrassed when people say, how could she not know? Because I've been in that situation before. Yeah, Jane, we understand. I'm gonna tell you something. It's a lot of people up in this live that's been in a situation where they ignored the red flags. They justified the signs. You know, there's a show that I like to watch called Evil Lives Here. Love that show. Because I like everything scary, haunted, all that. But this is a show about families who had a someone in their family who was evil, who turned out to be a serial unaliver, a serial assaulter, or what have you, just committed a heinous crime. And in the intro, it always starts out with yada, 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 yada. But there were signs, right? Things don't just suddenly happen. there are always signs. And when you love someone, it's very easy to justify, to make excuses, to tell yourself something different than what your intuition is telling you. So we're not judging Shirley on the fact that, now there's a lot of women in here that said, that would never be me. And I'm one of them. Not to say that I couldn't got caught up with a man, but not like this. And probably because I had already been in a situation where I learned, you know what, if I'm feeling like something is wrong, something is probably wrong because I'm not insecure. But what some men will do was make you think when you getting suspicious, oh, you're insecure. Hell, no, I'm not insecure. No, and I wasn't insecure when I was washing clothes and I was checking your pockets to make sure you didn't leave nothing in your pockets. I'm just giving an example. And I see condom wrapper, for example. No, that ain't insecurity. That's being smart. You know what I'm saying? If I'm feeling that something's up, I'm checking. I'm looking. Now, every woman handle the situation different. I'm checking everything. Yeah, you don't got to give me the code to your phone. I'll unlock it myself. I'll figure it out. And then I got smart and decided to stop, being around men where I had to do all of that. But anyway, let's keep going. So just remember that the story about the storm, because it's going to be a little bit more relevant in just a minute. All right, keep going.
In this next call, Ernesto and Sonia finish up listening to the morning show. You will also hear Ernesto reference the storm Shirley was talking about in the Strawberry letter. Sonia then makes a statement about a hotel that Ernesto doesn't seem to like. Take a listen.
Oh,
Hi.
okay. I missed the part. I got to the part he was talking about 2007.
And first, I love you, Ryan. Thank you. That's all I can say. Steve, to you, thank you, of course.
I can't hear that. Who's that?
Get out there and change things. Because I wish people stand up and back me. That ain't the world we live in. We live in a social media climate, and everybody's idea is to cast somebody down to get clips. And we just not going to sit here and let you clip this life away. And I'm not going to sit here no longer and let you destroy my wife's image and character. It's hard. And we need each other to support each other to show love. Now, look, man, do I expect this to change anything? Probably not. But you know what? At least it feels good to say your piece. Sometimes, man, you just want to be able to say yes.
Well, I like to say, Steve, thank you, of course. I can't wait for stuff happening to me. But you know what, dude, I just found out my back week and a half shit. Oh, that's all.
Okay.
So what does estranged, what does that mean?
Estranged means you're not together, but it's not legally not together, meaning that y'all in the process of separating, or y'all will be legally separated. That's estranged, and that's what you're called until you're divorced. You're called estranged.
Okay. That's what I want to hear. Yeah.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Nesto, that's what happens, when in Nesto's case, Nesto could never really be estranged because he's still legally married. Just the very fact that his side chick had to explain to him what it means to be estranged, separated. Yeah, y'all not together. You're not living in the same house anymore. Okay, estranged. It's not estranged, Nesto, you are estranged from your wife. Well, now you're divorced, so you're definitely estranged. Okay, and it is strange. Okay, and this face is strange. Okay, and everything. This face is strange. Okay, so anyway, let me put this one of my favorite pictures of Sonia. I'm gonna keep this one up.
What that mean?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know because I don't know how y'all were before you went to jail. So I don't know if it was a great situation.
You just told me what estranged means. That means that shit is coming. That's what that means.
Right. Yeah, I'm just saying. This is what I'm saying. I don't know if this situation is what crushed it. You get me? if it was good before the jail thing happened and then it destroyed it. And that's why I say all, because if it was already on the rocks and it's just added to it, then that's just, eye opening. But if y'all were good, and don't say nothing because it ain't nobody's business. That's why I say that,
Oh, okay.
It ain't nobody's business.
You explain to me. Yeah.
It ain't nobody's business, and yet she all up in this man's marriage. But it ain't nobody's business. It ain't nobody's business, but yet and still she's all up in this man's business. So Sonia might feel okay knowing that Shirley and Nesto were already separated before he went to jail. But again, she was messing around with Nesto like, a good probably 2 years before he got arrested. So no, fish lips, you ain't you ain't off the hook. Sorry, child.
I mean, here's the deal. What I said, that man got no fault back. Come on now. I said, they done seen a whole lot out there in LA. This is really nothing. They done seen a whole lot out there. So, all that was going on. I mean, hey, it ain't gonna stop. Folks gonna still out there. And what I say, black folks. What I say.
We said that yesterday. It's all black people on this shit. And the thing of it is, even they're so negative. It's crazy. They're so negative. It's crazy.
They're gonna fire on his ass today. I already know that. Me too.
They're gonna try, but they can't really, because by him talking and saying all of that, it kind of squashes all the lies and tell him. That's all it does. But when he did the backstory and he just said, "Look, I didn't have anything when I met her, and this is what it is," and we built this together, because they all been trying to say the whole thing was Marjorie's a gold digger and she went from drug dealers to Steve. Steve had money. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were. So that was a whole back thing of what they were trying to build negativity on his face for. And who was he to talk? Because how he did his wife. I was saying all that shit that I kept hearing and stuff. So what else can you say? They can't say shit else. They can try, but he even said for them to make money, he was like, they have to have so many views, but if everybody's saying the same shit, the thing is spread out. So only one person's gonna make this, and next person gonna make that. Like, y'all doing all this to try to make money, but it's ain't got nothing to talk about.
He said it. You said that too now. You said that too.
It's all for a click. They all want somebody to look at that shit, and then they keep telling you, just hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Whatever. Why y'all keep telling lies and exaggerating and all that? But I'm glad she just addressed it. She kept it classy. She addressed her situation and then feed into the other bullshit that they're talking about, just like he did. We ain't gonna talk about that stuff.
Yeah. Well.
But what's bad is that all these charges is bullshit, and a person. This is a twist they're gonna put on it. I believe.
Okay.
Well, if you're getting divorced, then it must be true, the charges. Because why else are y'all getting divorced?
Well,
other than the girlfriend situation that the Secret prosecutor brought out last year.
Well, it wasn't really a situation. It was the doggone truth. I'm just saying. It wasn't a situation. It was the truth, right? Nesto has a girlfriend. We thought it was Erica King. Turned out to be you. Okay. Sonia wanted to be a YouTuber so bad. She would come onto her YouTube channel. Hey Joey. Hi Rhonda. Hi beautiful butterfly. Hi this. Hi that. Baby. If only we had known. I think we would have done a few more screen records. Okay, she was loving all the attention and yada 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 and all the questions. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happens when you be doing the most. The side chick is supposed to stay on the side. You don't move the big piece of chicken off of your plate. Okay, you don't take the T-bone, okay, and drop it over here. And now you just messed around with a few peas on the side of your plate, but that's what Sonia wanted to do. She wanted to be in the limelight, and that didn't work so well for Nesto's case. So We still don't know to this day why she scrubbed her channel, other than we can assume she was concerned that they were going to come after her, subpoena her, try to connect her to Nesto's situation. So you see how loyal she really is. Okay, she hurried up when it was made clear that they were looking at her, watching her, monitoring what she was doing. She hurried up and shut down every one of them pages. Okay, she ain't a ride or die. Okay, she fight or flight. She said, no, I got to go. And somebody said earlier that she on the run because she ain't been back to Atlanta since, baby. Anyway,
court trying to get your bond home. Saying, you know, you don't run off with your girlfriend and shit. So, although she didn't say nothing about that part, a smart person would say that's the reason. But the blog people gotta try to spin it, of course, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, he must did it because she's leaving him, yada yada yada." And what's she embarrassed about? If he didn't do it, he didn't do it, you know. But again, she can be embarrassed about the part you're talking about me, you know. So,
Well,
but like I
only
said, that'll probably be the spin they try to throw on it and shit. They don't answer.
well, I mean, she cleared herself. She cleared what she got to clear. He cleared what he cut.
I mean, it did a lot. I feel like it did a lot, but I feel like it's still gonna try. I mean, I watch how people move, so it's like I sat in that court and I was watching how, you know, them two was moving, and you can kind of see what's coming when you see how they move. You know, the angles of lies and the bullshit, and it's all the same. Like it's just everybody's lying. So,
okay. She didn't see them indictments coming though. She didn't see that. She didn't see all them charges and then some more charges and then some more charges. She didn't see that. She didn't see all the marriage certificates from the women that Nesto was already married to when he married Shirley Strawberry. Now she didn't see that. But everybody lying though, right? Okay. But everybody lying. She she didn't see that $1 million. And you know what's crazy? Nesto was literally getting tens of thousands of dollars from a lot of different people. I bet you he didn't spend a dime on Sonia. Sonia never talked about how, you remember when we went out to dinner that time? Nesto goes out to dinner with his lovely wife. All right. Sorry, that's the nasty bus. That's the hose. Anyway, here it is. Goes out to dinner with his lovely wife to fancy restaurants. Meanwhile, this one over here is over here talking about, yeah, I went to Benihana. That's nice. And Nesto was like, I don't eat it. Benihana. Nesto was going to restaurants where there were no prices on the menus, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Lord have mercy. Nesto never took her on a trip. He never took her to Destin, Florida. She never went to the green waters. All right. We don't know who he was in that hotel with. I have an idea because the hotel receipt had some information that was blocked out. So I have an idea who he was in the hotel with. And I don't think it was Sonia. I'm gonna get back to that, and I'll explain. I'll go a little bit deeper in just a minute. Let me check on our poll, and then we'll keep going. So, does Nesto still think Sonia is his blessing? Oh, there's a major typo. I'm sorry, y'all. Does Nesto still think Sonia is his blessing after his motion was denied? Okay, but y'all understood the assignment, so thank y'all. 29% of y'all said it yes, and 71% said no. And somebody asked if I could add a hell no. All right. Okay. All righty. I'm gonna keep the poll up. We'll keep it going. And then I'm gonna ask another question. I just can't poll it. But I'll ask it and we'll talk about it in the chat. All right, let's keep going.
all the lies being told.
Well, what I will say this here, he did not coach them folks. He let them folks say what they want to say. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say shit. He didn't say nothing about me. Nothing. Period.
Right. It wasn't for him to say anything about you, just like they didn't bring up the whole bodyguard rumor with his wife. They didn't talk about none of that, the infidelity rumors, which all he wanted to clear, and that's all he had to clear up is her character.
Right.
That's it.
And he did a good job. He did a good job now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
What I told you, you want to tell somebody something? Who did I say? Motherfucking Monica. Didn't I tell you?
Mm-hmm. And then Monica told everybody else, Monica got a big mouth. They just didn't tell that Monica told.
You. Yeah.
Monica got a big mouth. I was like, damn, bitch, what? Oh, my secret you done told. So you told them after I told you that. You ran and told them that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You can't hold water.
Nope. Throw her on the bus real quick.
You cannot hold water.
So
Monica told them.
So let me hear what your thought is. Let me hear what your what you laughing at?
I'm joking. I don't have any thoughts on that. You know, my main concern is just getting your name cleared and getting all these charges like behind you. That's it. That's more important than anything.
That's what I wanted. That's right.
She could be mad for now. Y'all could be friends later, or whatever happens.
That part I ain't even worried about none of that. I'm not concerned about that. That's a give and take. That's human nature right there. I'm talking about the most important thing. What's going on there? I got to clear my name and get free and get justice done. That's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, that's all you got to worry about is getting your legal troubles behind you and getting the truth out. That's all that's it. And not worried about all of this bullshit. But it's gonna get a little bigger, I think, before it goes soft. But yeah, remember I told you, I said they keep trying every heading has Steve Harvey's name on it, and it's like they're trying to bring him in to make the story big, because if they just said Shirley, people would be like, who? Well, they probably tried that and it didn't work. But let me just insert Steve Harvey, and that's the bigger thing. So they drug him in on that, which I believe.
Well, we know that you drug your sister wife further into all of this, because infamous scammer would not have had access to Nesto without her sister wife. Sonia tried. Remember, she said, "Oh no, we're gonna get the bank statements and we're gonna prove, right? We gonna prove where you were. All we gotta do is see where you was on the day that the girl said that you did whatever she said you did to her, right, on a nasty bus, and we gonna get your credit card statements and we'll be able to prove that you wasn't there." We ain't heard nothing back about those bank statements, but you know who got the bank statements? The prosecutors. They got the bank statements, so they're actually able to see where he used his credit card and where he was on the days in question, because Sonia had to turn all that in, because that's what happens when you don't know how to mind your damn business. Okay. You should have just stuck to nasty bus activities. Okay, you should have stuck to liquid Viagra recreational activities. Anyway, Sonia tried everything. She tried to go fund me, she tried YouTube, and when that didn't work, she was on an interview circuit, just going and interviewing, because she wanted to make it a big story. This is national and all of these things and whatnot. Okay, everything you got what you wanted. Okay, you got what the hell you wanted. You asked for it and you got it. Leo Lady 251 said her IG still up. Oh, the Instagram is still up. Okay. All right. I ain't been in there so long. I probably wouldn't even I will remember to have a screenshot of it, but I ain't been in there so long. The 10th good player is in the building. The 10th good player. 10th good player. I am looking at that photo and I don't know what I'm looking at. I have astigmatism, so I don't know if that's a duck. I don't know what I'm looking at, but it's funny. Said that poll question is a hard one. It sure is. It's a little bit of a hard one. Because I don't think Nesto would ever admit that Sonia was his downfall. Okay. So infamous scammer was right about one thing. Sonia was God put Sonia in Nesto's life for such a time as this to make sure his ass stayed in jail. Tony said, let me hear that part. Tony, did you say that if you get enough liquor in you, Tony said, give me enough vodka and I can deal with Sonia for a week? Lord, you good, because you could give me enough vodka, which I don't really drink, and I couldn't deal with Sonia for an hour. It ain't happening.
He'll be able to see behind that because his name shouldn't have been mentioned at all, you know.
And she's definitely right about that motherfucking big ass storm. That motherfucker was huge. About that part. You remember that storm?
No, I was in Florida riding my bike to the beach, and you said you was at a hotel.
What?
That's what you texted me.
Why would you say something like that on the recorded phone line?
Right. Sonia, we gonna play it back. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay? Because she ditzy. That's why. She is ditzy. Now I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna probably play this about 2 or 3 more times. All right. And then we're gonna talk about what we think happened here. Okay. Oops, I went too far. That's
behind that because his name shouldn't have been mentioned at all, you know.
And she's definitely right about that motherfucking big ass storm. That motherfucker was huge. She's about that part. You remember that storm?
No, I was in Florida riding my bike to the beach, and you said you was at a hotel.
You see what happens when you lie? You forget about what you lied about. He said, yeah, that was a big ass storm. You remember that storm? Shirley was right. That was a big ass. That storm was huge. Remember that? She said, no, This is his ride or die. She didn't understand the assignment. She was supposed to agree with whatever he said, right? But instead, she told the truth for a change. She actually told, no, because remember, I was in Florida riding my bike on the beach, and you said you was at a hotel. Sonia may not be as slow as she acts like she is. And here come Nesto.
What?
That's what you texted me.
Why would you say something like that on the recorded phone line?
Why would you say something like that on a recorded phone line? Let me break it down for you. It wasn't just that she was probably supposed to be Nesto's alibi and she just effed it up. It wasn't that she made it very clear that she was not with him on July 4th. She wasn't even in the state of Georgia. She was in Florida. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's well, I was going to do a poll, but I can't now because I already didn't give you half of it. So the reason why he says, why would you say that on a recorded line, is because she said, you text me that. Remember, you text me that you were at a hotel. That's why he says, why would you say that on a recorded line? I didn't connect the dots when we first listened to this call. But once I looked at all the discovery, once I looked at the subpoena, when Sonia was subpoenaed, okay, and now Sonia said, I'm not coming to court no more, okay, because one of the last time, not the last time, but one of the last times she came to court, she got subpoenaed. They asked her for everything. So all of her text messages to and from Nesto, yada, yada, yada. So she says, remember, you text me that. And he says, what? Why would you say that on a recorded phone line? Sonia, you just blew that man's cover. Let me hear that part. Let me hear that part. I'm going to play it one more again. Last time, and we're going to move on. Okay.
You know.
And she's definitely right about that motherfucking big ass storm. That motherfucker was huge. She's absolutely about that part. You remember that storm?
No, I was in Florida riding my bike to the beach, and you said you was at a hotel.
What?
That's what you texted me.
Why would you say something like that on the phone line?
Because you don't.
What? No, you were joking when you said it. Because you said it. I'm at a hotel. I was in Florida riding my bike. And I said, I'm not going to hear from you until after the holiday. And then you said you was at a hotel. And I was like, what? And you was like, I'm just playing.
So, see, you hear her trying to clean it up, right? You hear her trying to clean. It's too late. You said what you said, and we heard what you said. It's too late. She's trying to clean it up. Yeah, you was joking. Because remember, you texted me that, and you was like, nah, I'm just joking. Sonia, you didn't understand the assignment. When he said, you remember that? You remember that big ass storm? You were supposed to say, yeah, boo, I remember that big ass storm. Sonia was like, nope, wasn't me. My name is Bennett. I ain't in it. I was in Florida on the beach. I was in Florida riding my bike on the beach. Okay. Wisdom was in her house sipping on some iced tea. No, I don't remember that big ass storm. I wasn't even in the state. I don't know what you're talking about. So much for Nesto's coach. Good job, Sonia. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been sipping this whole time, and those of you who got your little alcohol and wine, I'm pretty sure y'all probably finished it by now, but go on and take a sip for good measure, because he said, wow. All right. We're almost done.
Unless you were. I don't know. You told me you was playing, so I don't know.
Now it's I don't know.
I still got to check.
What I would say is that, you know what? This is going to be just fine. And life is going to be good. All I got to do is just stand fast, and I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. Just get my freedom. That's it.
Yes, you do.
All I need to do. That is it.
Yeah. And then hopefully hopefully I would say they'll stop because she separated herself from you.
Oh,
so now
no,
you get me? And she shouldn't did it last year when it happened. She should say, let me just public, let me just act like we're not together. Or, you know what I'm saying? Let me separate like he was trying to tell her on the phone. You need to.
Okay, there goes Sonia rambling on about stuff that she don't know nothing about. Tony said, WD, how come you couldn't get Sonia? I ain't want to. To be honest with you, Sonia went on Tasha K, which was, out of all of the interviews she did, let's just be clear. Tasha K had, 1.5 million subscribers. So that big platform, right? We can agree that that's a huge platform, right? Once you get 1 million, you can pretty much say that's huge. After that, it's overkill. So she started out at the biggest platform. So any other interview, no one starts at the top. You start slow and you work your way up, right? Because the only valid interview is with the largest platform that you can interview on. That's what makes it valid. So she went to Tasha K, and we listened to it. She was lying. Okay. Half the stuff she was talking about, we know was a lie. So at that point, get her for what? And I wouldn't be able to get her. Sonia can't stand me. Okay. She actually called me the B word. She was so mad. She did a live where she put on sweats, had her hair in a ponytail. Like, girl, what you gonna do? Okay, I could whistle in your direction and you will fall down. Anyway, but no, I wasn't interested. It wasn't. There was going to be no point. Okay, because I'm pretty sure even exactly what happened on her sister wife channel, people were dragging her left and right. And for what? For her to just sit up there and lie? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't worth it for me. And to be honest with you, with everything that has happened, I'm glad that I didn't, because I honestly believe that all the involvement from infamous scammer, that is gonna come back to bite her. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I honestly believe that it will. Melanin Monroe said, hello all. Now, who are these women? Who this woman? This is hold on a second. So these photos are all the same person. Okay. This woman is that dude's side chick. Here's another picture of that dude. This dude, all right, this is his side chick. These are just different photos of the same person. Okay. This is what she looked like now. Okay. This is what she looked like in 2023, 2024. Okay. And this man right here, okay, right here, okay, is the husband of this lady right here. That's Shirley Strawberry's in the flesh, okay, from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, okay. This is an AI version of what she potentially looks like now because she done said recently that she had to chop the back of her hair off, okay. I don't know who chops off the back of their head, but we know she like ponytails and that's all she got left. So it's better than that. So I ain't gonna and this is the same person. Sonia has many faces. She has many faces. So yeah, she is a side chick that has been running after, well, he's divorced now. Very, very likely because of her and all the other kind of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, that is Sonia Durham. Sonia Durham, it is. I am Mrs. BB, has been a member for 13 months. WD, you're the best CC for real. I am a happy member. Oh, Queen, thank you so very much. And she blessed me with a 1999 super chat. Thank you so very much, Queen. May your gift return back to you tenfold, and I know it will. Yeah, so yes, thank you, Tony. King Tony's like, look, WD, get it straight. That man is Edith. What's Edith's last name? Miller. Edith Miller's husband. Because that's the only wife that he never divorced. The only wife he never divorced. All right. So let's keep going.
Separate yourself. You need to go over there because they keep, this might get worse because of that, But if it's just you.
Hold on. So you heard me say that, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So did the world
Yeah,
say
he said it last year. He said it last year too. And then she, says, well, you're not talking about divorce. And then you like, oh, she didn't get it, so never mind. I mean, he was trying to tell her.
So she's referencing the call where Shirley was like, you're not, hun, you're not talking about divorce, are you? They were separated. Nobody said Shirley wanted to get a divorce. And had she not found out about side hand over here with no damn class, all right, she probably would have stayed with him in spite of everything. Shirley was the ride or die. Diva314 said, but she said that she had the hotel receipts, didn't she? So the hotel receipt was a part of the discovery. I have to put this on Rumble. I am still working with YouTube to try to get that video restored, but I showed a lot of the documents, and YouTube is like, if we see an address on a document, we're going to assume it's personal information, and that video is going to be flagged. And that's what happened. So, but anyway, but there is a hotel receipt, and it's Nesto's name is on it, but you can also see that there's another name attached to it because it says victim. I believe that the other person in the hotel with Nesto was the R victim. Okay. The victim that he committed sexual crimes against. That's who I believe was in the hotel with him. All this time I was thinking it was Sonia. And I said to myself, but why would she lie, right? Why would she lie and say that she wasn't there if she really was? Right. And I'm saying to myself, well, maybe she just doesn't want to make it seem like, she's with a married man. But no, I believe now that she really was never there. She told the truth in that moment. And she said it twice, 3 times, in fact. And then she tried to clean it up and say, oh, well, you sent me that text, but then you said you was joking. So I don't know, maybe you was joking. She was supposed to be his alibi, right? Because what would Nesto care about? He talking about her pretty titties. He talking about her hot box. He talking about pat that thing, and all this other stuff. So what would he care if it was out on a recorded line that he was with her in a hotel on July 4th when he was already separated with his wife. That wouldn't be an issue. But you know what would be an issue? If he was at the hotel with that grape victim, okay? That he Sodom and Gomorrah'd in the nasty bus with them nasty toys, right? Who was the black mask with zips for? Her? And the liquid Viagra, was that so he could keep doing whatever he was doing to her? So he can go 1 round, 2 round, 4, 5, 6? I believe that she was there because it does say victim. I believe that that's who he was in the hotel with. And of course, you know, to try to conceal her identity, a lot of times her name is blocked out, you know, although due to infamous scammer, everyone found out who she was a long time ago. An infamous scammer sent pictures of this young lady to Sonia, Nesto's side chick, who can't stand this girl, who said multiple times that she lying and yeah, we know she lying because now she don't want to work with the police and she moved here and is living with someone and yada yada. Like, how would you know that? How would you know that this victim moved to another state and what state she went to and who she went with? Okay. I'll tell you how. That's how. The one with the integrity. The one that runs a YouTube channel with real integrity, because integrity means doxing. Integrity means shaming victims, releasing victim information, doxing victims, okay? Oops, on accident, but on purpose, scamming people, all of that. She also sent those same pictures to another content creator whose identity I will not reveal, okay? So I know that Sonia was telling the truth when she said that infamous scammer sent her pictures of the victim, because another content creator who is very credible, okay, said she also sent them to me. Anyway, let's keep going.
She wasn't getting it on a recorded line, like I can't say, but like stuff like, you know.
Thank you very
she
much.
didn't get it. Right, like you jump the ship, like, you know, save yourself. Don't worry about me, worry about you. Because I don't want this weight to put you in on this dirt that's going on. All this bullshit that I'm going in.
But they did not put that on. They did not put that online though. Did they play that headline?
They played that?
Yeah, we played it. The call where he told Shirley Strawberry, you know what? I had to die so you could live. I had to sacrifice myself so you could live. And Shirley said, wow, that's deep. Hun, that's deep. Kia, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm over here looking like, oh my goodness, Queen, thank you so much for the blessing. She said, you really are the best. Kisses and hugs through the computer. Queen, thank you so much. May your gift return back to you tenfold. And I know that it will. I really, really appreciate you. And coming from you, that means a lot. Thank you so, so very much. So yeah, Nesto had a whole call where he basically, it sounded like he was throwing Shirley under the bus. Yeah, you know, I had to sacrifice me so that you could live. Like he's Jesus or something. That wasn't weird at all. Oh, Melanie Monroe said, WD girl, I'm familiar with them clowns. I'm talking about these ladies. I'm gonna get back to what we was talking about. Them the hoes. These are the hoes for the nasty bus. Yeah. These are the hoes. So when you went to Nesto's barbershop after you got your hair cut, the hoes would do a little dance and they would do splits and stuff, you know, and they would come up to the men and stand in between their legs and turn around and bend over and all of that, you know, because Nesto was straight up running a barbershop brothel. Okay, y'all heard what I said. He was running a 24-hour barbershop brothel. The ladies were a little enticement. It was like, okay, this was available for the after party. Okay, or you could pay, you know, $100 to get on a nasty bus, and then they'll do whatever you want. Right? She said there was a group of 4 ladies standing in front of the bus. Yeah. These were some of Nesto's hosts. Yeah. So they were the ladies from his barbershop. Because I ain't never seen a barbershop where you get a haircut and a lap dance. But that's what Nesto was doing. Like, no lie. No lie. You can't make this up. So yes, she's talking about that call. And Nesto's like, yeah, because they didn't hear that part when I said, you take care of you. Don't worry about me. Worry about you. Don't worry about me. Worry about you. But you was worried about how much money was in her bank account and if she sent the lawyer the money. Because yesterday is too bougie. Yesterday she sent 2,000, but she got to send 5,000 a day. Right? What's going on? Tony B is in the building. King, thank you so much for being on and for being available to mod tonight. Nesto sacrificed his freedom so Shirley could fly. That's what he's trying to say. Okay. He gonna end up in a jail cell next to R. Kelly. But anyway, can you show the Married to Medicine clip where the guys are at the barbershop? Oh, Kia, I can't. You don't remember back when I must have done 3 videos. This was early on in my YouTube career. I was still figuring, things out and what's copywritten and not copywritten. So I did it the first time. They made me take it out. I did it a second time. They made me take it out. I did it a third time where I muted it. So it was just the video and they made me take it out. And then after the third time, I said, okay, apparently I cannot use this clip. But what I will do is find out where you can view it. And I'll put a link to it under the comments of this video because it was on Bravo. So, it was Married to Medicine on Bravo. So I'll find that for you, but I can't show it. YouTube is going to flag the video and they will they'll either demonetize it or they'll take it down until you fix something and put it back up. And I just don't really feel like going through all that. But yeah, Miss R. Clark said, wow, I never knew this. Oop, you said wow. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a sip on that. Because we're kind of low key playing a drinking game, not the definite game that we play, but whenever Nesto says wow, I purposely didn't do him laughing because I know everybody would be drunk, but whenever he says wow, yeah, whenever he says wow, we're gonna take a drink. All right, we got about 15 minutes to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it play.
They played that. They played it, but they spent it different, of course. They spent it different. He don't even like her. That's what they were saying. He don't even like her. He's worried about getting that sad kid. Like, that's the spin they put on that. And I'm like, no, Johnny, that's not what he was saying. Right, you're stupid. Basically, yeah. Save your career, and we don't want this attached to your name. So you need to go over there, separate yourself.
I don't know why everybody think I'm a fucking dummy. I'm not a dummy at all.
You are for real a dummy. And he should have separated himself from Sonia. I don't know why everybody thinks that I'm a dummy. I'm not a dummy at all. Nesto doesn't think he's a dummy because he feels like because he was able to get away with all these crimes, because he thinks he was able to outsmart women who technically are more educated than he is, he probably thinks he's pretty smart. Nesto got cocky, he got complacent, he got comfortable, and he got caught.
Not at all.
Well, they just think you're a con artist and a villain. That's all.
I know it. I know that. But I'm not a dummy.
And I'm like, well, what?
Okay, well, guess what? Right. Half of the world like that. The president, the ex-president was all of that. So what the fuck are they talking about? Well, you know what? I'm staying right on this page right here. It's only us killing each other.
What? That's all. It's one white girl that spoke on it, but everybody else is black.
That's it.
Everybody else is black. All of this is black people talking this shit. TMZ ain't even say shit. They might say something after because it hit the radio. So they're not, on those black YouTubers channels or whatever. But yeah, wow. But that's Misery and Misery Love. I'm telling you, me and Yvette was on the thing with the girl, and she was just the whole thing was just negative. Her and her whole little chat line, everybody was just talking negative. And Yvette was on there, and I was like, okay, say this, and she was like, all right, and she would say something, right? I mean, her was just cracking up. And so they would say, oh, you sound stupid. What are you talking about? How do you know? And I'm like, all right, now say this, right? And then they would say, again, if you weren't saying something negative, they had a problem with you, right? She was like, you need to get on, right? I was like, all right, let me get on because I got a fake, you know, uh, email after, right? So I was like, girl, stay with your man. I love black love, fight for your marriage. I was saying all of that, right? Man, they took me off the chat. They got mad at me for saying that. How you gonna get mad at me for saying stay with your man? You know what I'm saying? He innocent till proven guilty. Don't believe what prosecutors and police say. I'm saying all of this stuff. Y'all just so quick to believe people guilty when they're not. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even went to trial and y'all trying to act like all of this is true. And they just that was cracking up. I was like, that's fucked up. I said, because I was on there saying positive things. They cut me off the chat. That's why they cut me. And that's foul as hell. That's just the mentality of these fucked up ass blogs. That's just the mentality of it. Can't nobody say nothing positive. They wanted everybody to say negative shit.
Hey, whatever they put this motherfucking chick to, she say her ex-friend, bitch.
Oh, shit, go to life.
Yeah, bitch. Oh, what, bitch? Yeah. Did you hear that conversation? You heard that conversation when she would tell me about how the bitch was going across and talking about her behind her back and all. Did you hear all that too?
You see how he just loosely using the B word? Like, for real? All right, I'm about to close down a poll. We're going to put up another one. This will be the last one for the night. Does Nesto still think Sonia is his blessing? Does Nesto still think Sonia is his blessing after his motion was denied? All right, and so let me see. The votes are still coming in. Go ahead and cast your last vote. I see the votes coming in. They're coming in. All right, so I'll give you about another 2 more minutes to get your votes in. The audience for Steve Harvey is mostly black, duh, but Sonia Luther King, she don't get that. Nesto is a street scholar and philosopher. He is a scammer with integrity, okay? Because, he goes to the green waters, so that he can elevate. All right, so 113 of y'all voted. 31% said yes, he still thinks Sonia is his blessing, even after that motion was denied. But 69% of y'all said no, he might be rethinking that thing. All right, so thank you guys so much for participating in the vote. I'm going to put up our last poll for the evening, and someone got a vote in at the last minute, 114 votes. Awesome. All right, so next question is, why did Sonia say all right, so I'm going to put the responses in, so don't put it in the chat, but the question is going to be, why did Sonia say she wasn't with Nesto on July 4th? Okay, so here's option number 1. Because she was in. All right. All right, so the first option, just so you can think through your answers, because she was in Florida on the beach, because she didn't want, let me just take out the because on that space. She didn't want to be implicated, right? Or writing her. Okay. Or last option, she forgot she was supposed to lie. Okay, so here's the poll. I'm putting it up now. So question is, all right, why did Sonia say she wasn't with Nesto on July 4th? Is it because she was in Florida on the beach? Is it because she didn't want to be implicated, or because she forgot she was supposed to lie? All right, so go ahead and take part in our poll. I see the votes are coming in, and we're going to move along with the rest of this. So there's a caption on the bottom from Phone Calls from Prison. So I'm going to move a couple things out of the way so that we can see it. All right. Sonia, sorry, you got to go. And I'm going to remove the caption. Okay. So that call was played in part 3 on my channel. So if you guys want to hear, let me just see what she was talking about. Go back a couple seconds.
That's just the mentality of it, you know? Can nobody say nothing positive? They wanted everybody to say negative shit.
Hey, whatever they put this motherfucking chick to, she say her ex-friend, bitch.
Okay, so that was Shirley bad mouthing Panay and some other people. We actually, about a week ago, we went through parts 1 through 14 in 2 separate lives. So you got parts 1 through 10 and then 11 through 14. It's up on the channel, and I will put a link to that video at the end of this in the description box if you guys want to go ahead and listen to that. We went through all the calls, but if you just want to hear that one specific call, Phone Calls from Prison, and let us know that it's in part 3 on her channel, on her Nesto and Shirley playlist.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, did you hear that conversation? You know you heard that conversation when she would tell me about how the bitch was going across and talking about her behind her back and all. Did you hear all that too?
I didn't hear that one. No, they didn't bring that one up.
Yeah,
they didn't. What the fuck is upstairs? They only played, things that, it's a lot of phone calls. So they only pick and choose what they can twist and make sound like something. So they don't really care to talk about when she's talking about that girl, because that girl, they don't know her. If it was Marjorie, they would have played it. But since it's Marjorie, they like, who is she? We don't know who that is, So
she put that shit straight. She said, "A bitch." Not my friend, no more, motherfucker. Yeah, because for real, man, you don't know. I put a lot of money in them folks' hands. I put a lot of money in their hands. You have no clue. Wait till I get it. I ain't gonna talk. I'm just gonna wait. My turn coming. Boy, I can't wait. It's coming.
RV Park.
RV Park.
RV Park. That's RV Park.
RV Park. I get it. This shit.
Hold on a second, y'all. She's still talking about this. So in September 11th of 2023, she's talking about this RV park. It's 2 years later to the days. Today is September 11th, 2025. We still waiting on the RV park because she done told Nesto. As a matter of fact, we will do that call later on in the week, okay? Because Nesto wanted to know what was up, okay? What's up with the RV park? Well, she gave Nesto an update on the RV park. I'm curious to know what he thinks about it now. RV park. No, she got the RV and hauled ass out of town.
Hey, man, I'm just gonna hold tight. Buddy Hallie's been in there. Buddy Hallie's been. I like that. But I told you how that shit was gonna go. Didn't I tell you that? Yeah. No. Hey, too much value. Too much value going. It's a lot going on.
Years of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? They know her character. That's all it go down to. She doesn't have a malicious character. So even though it was said, they knew it was going to be twisted. They weren't concerned about the response. It was just, don't say nothing. But who knew that was going to come out? It's okay the prosecutor and the DA and all them hear it. You know what I'm saying? But who knew they was going to put it out for the world to hear? But they got them.
But here's the thing: if the way you think is the way he think. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. I'm talking about the way you think. That's the way he think. I should have told you that yesterday, but I didn't. I'm telling y'all had that same mentality when it comes down to thinking. So I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's right. You done got beat in the head 17 years, a long time to get your head busted, but still winning. So.
Well, that's because only a small portion. Like I said, his audience is he's crossed over to white people, and white people are known these flaws and all that stuff. So the little black people that do support him, don't look at this shit either. These are these little Ratchet TV people. That's what this is, because this is a new version of Ratchet. That's all it is. It's Ratchet, YouTube. So it's just a new version of Love and Hip Hop, with all, with the commentators. That's all it is. And they just want to hear some juice. They want somebody fighting. They want somebody, talking about some stupid shit. And that's their life, because that's the world we in now. This generation is ratchet as shit.
No, I don't want to hear the betrayal shit. Now, the betrayal shit, they say they feel betrayed. Now, where'd that come from? So I said,
I don't know. See, that's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, you can be embarrassed. So what are you betrayed about? Oh, well, she could say betrayed about cheating. Now, she could say that because she didn't mention cheating, but that's in there. You get me? So maybe the betrayal is, I feel betrayed because he cheated.
Okay.
But other than that, you can't be betrayed because
he
is.
I ain't getting that part because I ain't heard nothing about that. I didn't hear
because that's what they're saying, and then she heard the telephone calls. So, maybe she's feeding into what they're saying too, the spin that they're putting on things. But listen, on one of the phone calls that they did play, it's a bit disrespectful to the relationship, I would say. The one time we ever spoke on something, because we don't talk like that, But
yeah, go ahead and tell it. It's a little disrespectful to the relationship, okay? Because Dre told it all, okay? Dre scolded Nesto, all right? That's my favorite Dre conversation, You so beautiful, you so this, and your pretty titties. I have to find the Dre call about the pretty titties, okay? Because when I tell you it was hilarious. Oh my goodness. But let's hear what she got to say about it.
This one time we were talking a little bit, So that could be the betrayal, I would say. Because it can't be because you caught the case,
Oh, okay.
Because
that's fine.
Yeah. So that's all that could be, that part. But other than that, and then I guess she didn't want to. Well, with them beating her up and calling her stupid and this, that, and the other, she can't say anything positive about you. She just left it as short as possible and left it alone.
Yeah.
Even I would have said what I know. Like, I don't care about what the fuck, these charges, this, that, and the other. People do wonder. That's a given. That's not, that's more common than, normal. And I don't know the whole story on that, just bits and pieces, but I will say that he's this type of person. He's this type of person. He's just, you know what I'm saying? From what?
And you just the type of person that mess around with married men. Okay, you just you just open your legs and your lips to married men. Okay, because the betrayal could not be that she slept with another woman's husband. That, God forbid, that's the betrayal. The betrayal would just have to be a couple things that were said on the call. Girl, bye.
My what he showed me, I spoke on that. But then, they're going to twist that shit. Well, she's still stupid. Because, again, everybody trying to make you the villain, you the con artist, you the this. And when you talk, they try to put some type of negative spin on the conversation. See, you don't even like her. See, he just trying to get off the phone with her. See, he don't even say he loves her. He don't talk to her like he talked to the fat chick. And I'm like, these people are stupid. These people are stupid.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, do she be sitting down on these YouTube channels taking notes? She remember every damn thing that's said, when it's said, how it was said, what type of energy it was said with. Girl.
But they just looking for, they looking for somebody to send it to the next person. If this person thinks it's juicy, they're going to send it to the next person. That's what they're looking to do. Just make it big enough so that they can get those little stupid ass clicks. That's all it is, whether it's true or not. And you got a lot of dumb people out here that just fall victim.
That shit is.
Oh,
so I'm thinking, after the day, after they try to make their little commentation or whatever, after they
the little what? say it again. The little commentation. That's what she said. Yeah, they gotta make that little commentation. You about as dumb and she is about as dumb and as ignorant as Nesto. Okay, a straight clown for real. It's called commentary. Number one. Number two, what you think? We send out like a bolo, like somebody get a story and we send out a bolo, be on the lookout to the next person. I'm gonna cover it first, and then after I cover it, this ain't hot potato, I'm gonna pass the potato on to you, and then when you done, you gonna pass the potato on to this one, girl. What you think is like, musical YouTube channels like this? Although for some of our subscribers it is, right? One topic, 5-10 different perspectives. Why not? Because we all do it just a little bit differently. But anyway, something stupid.
He dogs all the bloggers, and I don't know what they're gonna say behind that, because he didn't go in on them. All y'all did is try to destroy people's lives for some money, and it's all y'all black people doing it, and y'all sitting here, and then he broke his background. I was like, what can y'all say? Y'all can't say shit. Y'all can't say nothing at this point.
I'm so offended. It's all the black people messing up families and messing up people's lives. The side chick is talking about messing up people's lives. Wow. You know what? I'm going to take a sip for my own wow. How about that? Wow, Sonia. Okay. So your sister wife didn't mess up no lives? Okay. You didn't mess up Nesto's case? Having him go on Tasha K and go on Infamous Scammer and talk here and talk there. You know what I mean? She thought she was going to get paid to go on Tasha K. Okay. And if Tasha K hadn't made it clear that she was not paid for that, I believe she paid to fly her out. So she paid her airline ticket. Okay. But listen, you talking about what? Florida to Atlanta? Frontier, what? $29.99? That ain't no money. Because guess what? You get a personal bag. I ain't paying for no carry-on. I ain't paying for no luggage, because you only coming here for one day, and then you flying your skinny behind right on back. Okay, you're flying in the morning, you fly out in the evening time. You don't even need to stay in the hotel. Sonia got played, and she played herself.
He definitely let him know he is reading that shit though. They've been saying it a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's not him. His people. You know what I'm saying? One of the two. Either his PR people are doing it, reading it, or he.
Right.
He might not be wasting his time, because they've been talking about him for years. So,
Right.
You put his name in, a whole bunch of stuff pop up, including your stuff.
What?
I said you type his name in, a whole bunch of stuff come up on top of your stuff. So they put his name in the heading of 90% of the postings that they put.
But what I didn't like is I didn't like this part about his kids show he had, and they got rid of him because of something about his son. I ain't like that shit though. I ain't like that.
Now, they actually have a police report I saw.
What?
About the son. Yeah, I saw the police report. The girl posted the police report, and it tells you about the police called that the boy, he beat the boy, his son, and he had injuries and he couldn't urinate for 2 days. They had a police report on that.
Damn.
In Texas, yeah. So I mean, I don't know how much she twisted, the whole story. I'm sure some of it was, extra, but the basis is true. The base part of it is true, but to what extent? The one chick, he got to cease on a couple of those bloggers.
Got to cease on a couple of those bloggers. Girl, now you're lying. See, this is where she gave Nesto the idea that he can stop the bloggers. Well, guess what? They ain't gonna make no money. We're gonna stop them. All right, so we have a poll going up. It's the last poll of the night, and it goes in a few minutes. Why did Sonia say she wasn't with Nesto on July 4th? 17% of y'all said because she was in Florida riding her bike on the beach. 9% said she didn't want to be implicated. All right, well, actually, the numbers just changed. 8% said she didn't want to be implicated, and 75% of y'all said she forgot she was supposed to lie. So if you didn't participate in the poll, make sure you go ahead and cast your vote. All right. The poll will probably be up for another 5 or 10 minutes before we wrap up. All right. We're almost done. We got 4 more minutes.
I love to talk about him.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh,
yeah, I'm about to.
This is something else. Okay, so let's carry on with your day. Yeah, okay.
This is your day. This is your day.
was on the yard. They don't want on the yard earlier, so that's over with. So this is more important. So I'm good. I got an earful, so it's okay.
Right, I wanted you to be able to hear it because, I don't give good interpretations of stories, and I forget shit. So I'm like, I'll just record it and just
But I
listen
got
to
it.
it.
I mean, I got it. I got it. They straight their business. They say what they had to say. Both ends. You know what I'm saying?
And you're right. He was able to address everything, which was good. That was the upside to this. He was able to shut them up about talking about him and his wife. Because again, like I said, if he's the story, more than anything. And if you can't talk about him no more, everything else is gonna fade out. Because you're not that important. You're a nobody. You get me? You're not famous. You're not the Michael Jackson or the, what I'm saying, the P. Diddy or whatever, all of that. You're just associated with somebody who's associated with somebody famous. So since he shut them down, it should shut everything down after today. It should make your story, not interesting at all at this point.
Okay, cool.
We'll see.
That's fine.
I ain't hurt your feelings when I say you're a nobody, but you know what I mean. No, you're not a famous person.
I know.
You're not a famous person.
Yeah, I'm not none of that. I'm not none of that.
Right. Yeah. You're just a spouse of somebody that's semi-famous, that's associated with somebody super famous.
Right.
Ain't got nothing to do with me. So it's
right, because you've never been trying to be famous. So you know what I'm saying. So. I don't know why people want to be famous. That shit is to be popular is more of a problem, and I don't understand how people see all of these famous people that get so depressed and so hurtful because being famous was fine before Instagram. And
he broke that down too. He said we live in a social media world now.
Yeah, and so now it's just anybody could just get up and start a channel with no money and just start some shit. So it was just a star in the Inquirer and we was coming up, and that's all you had to worry about. But you had to be super, super famous to get in those papers.
Right.
Now anybody can write about anything and do, all kind of it's just anybody with a phone.
Now she taking a dig at him when she's talking about like fame is not everything, and you got some people that just want to be around famous people, and it's like, is she taking shots at Nesto? Because it sounds like she poking a little bit. All right, she being a little bit shady.
And everybody has one.
Mm-hmm. She throwing shady.
Can I check on one?
No, to find out about the transcript. Write it down because you're old and shit and forgetting shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're old as shit right now.
God.
Yeah, you're old as shit.
I'm old as shit right now. I'm the oldest shit coming into this week. Yeah, she about to be oldest.
You have 1 minute remaining.
All right, well, I love you very much. You go and continue your beautiful day to day and keep going. You know what I'm saying? Just share past a new day.
Everything shall pass. That's all. Everything shall pass.
And I don't know if I'll be able to walk the streets out there now, but it's going to be crazy, but it'll be okay. Yeah.
All right. I love you.
I love you too. Bye.
Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss.
Damn, it's I love you, huh? Okay. All right. I love you. All right. So look here. So we are going to check on the results of our poll. Let's take a look at what you guys thought. So the question was again, why did Sonia say she wasn't with Nesto on July 4th? All right. So go ahead and cast your votes quickly. Cast your votes. It's over 200 of y'all in here. And also double check and make sure that you have hit the like button. Really important. Great free way to support the channel. It helps the channel get recognized in the algorithm. And that's how we grow. All right. So it doesn't always have to be monetary, but you can hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, put a ring on it. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Let's make it official. All right. So I'll give you guys a little bit more time. So the question was, why did Sonia say she wasn't with Nesto on July 4th? She was in Florida riding her bike on the beach. She didn't want to be implicated, or she forgot she was supposed to lie. So 68% of y'all said she forgot she was supposed to lie. And as a matter of fact, one of the Kim folks said that she was upset with Nesto at the time. Not only, this is tell the truth, not only did Sonia forget she was supposed to lie, but she was salty with Nesto. She was salty that Nesto was really with another woman. Right. Because you telling me you at a hotel. And we not, and it's a holiday, and we not, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Sonia might have wanted to come into town and spend the July 4th weekend with him, but how could she do that if he was with another woman? So that is very, very, very possible. It is extremely possible. Oh my God, Wisdom's daughter, I'm gonna have nightmares. You'll be fine. You know, have a little glass of wine before you go to bed. You'll be fine. All right, we're going to check on the poll results one last time, and then we will wrap up. I thought she said she was there and couldn't meet up with him. It could be that too. It could be, but what I think what is very clear is that she was not in the hotel with him. I think that's primarily. She was not in the hotel with Nesto. So she said, that's why I couldn't find you. Yeah, because he in the hotel with probably with another woman. Because if he was in the hotel by himself, why couldn't she have come? Right? She would have been able to come. It shouldn't have been any reason why she could not come. So, all right, hold on a second, y'all. I'm gonna close out our poll. I clicked out of the entire thing, so I'm about to click back into it. All righty. Now, last thing before we wrap up, I want to tell you what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Let's check on this poll. All right, so final responses on our poll. 67% of y'all said, she forgot to lie. Thank you so much for participating in the poll. I'm going to go ahead and end it now. And let's talk about what we're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll actually be on my other channel. And let me see. Bring a couple things up before we wrap up here. All right. No more Sonia. I think we're done with her for the night. I think we're done with her for tonight, but the pictures were hilarious, though. I think they were anyway. All right, let me. So tomorrow I'm going to be on Bad Girls Talk. I have not been on that channel in quite some time, and so every now and again I will dual stream to both channels. But I will be on Bad Girls Talk tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about Charlie Kirk. Okay, so our topic is the truth about Charlie Kirk. Who was he, and why was he unalived? We'll talk about it. So this is the guy that's been all over the news, who was assassinated ultimately at a campus rally. He was speaking at a campus rally. Why am I doing this? Because there is, some of you know who this is, even if you don't realize you know who it is. He's been all over TikTok, very controversial, but there's a lot of information that's being put out there that's false. And I'm doing this live not to convince you either way, but we're going to talk about what happened here, because there were a number of things that potentially made him vulnerable to an attack. And we're going to talk about it. We need to have a serious conversation, because this might be, we're in a pressure cooker right now. And this might be the situation that blows the top off. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to go deep tomorrow into his background. I'm not going to speak for him. I'm going to play videos of encounters with him with other people, and we'll come to our own, you guys can come to your own conclusion. But I think it's important to understand what happened there. And like I said, there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I've been doing research for a couple of days. That's why I did not go live about it. I know everyone's been running out and talking about it. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Because there are some of you that may think, hey, this is a great guy. You might feel differently after tomorrow's live. And then there may be some people that say, well, I didn't really know about him, but now I can kind of understand what's happening. So we're going to do that on Bad Girls Talk. All right. We always have a Kiki over here, but we're going to get serious over there. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my Bad Girls Talk channel. It is simply Bad Girls Talk if you're not already subscribed. And then we'll be live on that channel tomorrow. And then we may be back live. I'm gonna go early. We may be back live over here for some Friday night shenanigans. So stay with me, all right? Guys, thank you so much for being on. You know how this go. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, shame on you. No, I'm kidding. Hit the like button on the way out. Be safe, be at peace, and keep your eyes and your ears to these YouTube streets, baby. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.